What's happening, guys? Just before we start this week's episode, I want to let you know, if you love this podcast and you want more of it, you can get an extra episode every single week exclusively on patreon.com/haveawordpod. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically a way for you to financially support this podcast whilst also getting some benefits for yourself in return. You can sign up for £3 a month, £5 a month, £10 a month, and obviously the more money you give, the more benefits you get. But even if you just sign up for that £3 a month, which is the price of a fancy coffee or a pint in a shit boozer, you get an extra episode every single week, exclusive. No one else gets to see it apart from the Patreons. And you also get 24 to 48 hours early access to the public episodes as well. That's what you get. And on top of all of that, you get access to the entire back catalogue of the Patreon episodes. We've been doing that for like a year now. There's loads of content there. There's also the 2 lockdown lock-ins we did in this room where we got dead drunk. They only go on Patreon. The ones we do in the future of them will only go on Patreon. If you support us, you get shitloads of content for us, and you can only get it at patreon.com/haveawordpod. Go sign up now. Pause it here, sign up, and then come back to this episode. It's going to be a belter.
Do you want to do the first? Order! Now, is this... We've got a gavel. Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called?
It's a gavel, yeah.
A gavel. And is that the gavel and that's the hammer? Or is it that the gavel?
That's the gavel and that's the plate.
I think together they're a gavel. I think separately, this is a hammer and that's a little thing.
Yeah.
Together,
yeah,
they become a gavel.
You sound like one of those dodgy sellers on eBay. Do you want a hammer and a little thing?
Do you know what I mean? Like on a motorbike
from China.
Like the handlebar is the handlebar, the wheels are the wheels. Put them together. Motorbike.
It's really philosophical.
Sent in by
nice.
Sent in by Antonia. Thank you, Antonio. Antonia.
Antonia.
Because Antonia and Antonio are one letter different, but the picture they put in your head.
Yeah.
Antonia.
She's the girl that...
a single mum from the northwest of England.
Oh.
Antonio is father to
the reason
300
why she's
children in South America.
Oh, he's the father, isn't he? So Antonia's kids are not there no more. He's the other half.
Antonia is like, an beautiful Italian lady.
No,
not in
Antonia.
She's a lovely girl, by the way. I've been speaking to her on Instagram. She's really lovely. Like.
Antonia is lovely.
I've got a mate called Antonio.
Yeah, and where's he from?
He's very second generation Italian. Antonio Malanga.
Yeah, and Antonia.
Shout out Tony. Everyone from Chester calls him Tony.
Antonia in Liverpool is Tony with an I.
Yeah.
Right. Shout
out. What they say
Tony
about
Malanga.
girls with an I at the end of the name?
What? No, I don't. Really?
That's the judgment. I always think it's mad that people are that misbehaved in Parliament and stuff that the big man has to have a big hammer that he bangs on the table so everyone to shut up.
Yeah. Is it just that's the final? Is it literally just order?
No, sometimes it's hey, over here, I've got a big hammer.
Yeah.
Nothing else is going on. He's just trying to bring attention to, hey, look.
I don't know if, Carl, you did it on purpose, but you've glued it to the table slightly too far away from Adam, which is really entertaining.
Don't know why.
Because you know he wants it, but he's got to like, order! Have a little reach.
We need a horsehair wig now for you, Dan.
Why is everyone sending in so much fucking stuff?
What else do we get?
Hey, the Have a Word. I'm like, it's just a bit of a flurry, isn't it? The Have a Word party.
That's
political
from,
party.
Has someone registered us as an official political party?
Not sure. That's from Indie Clone, though. He's a modern day goat now, isn't he?
Yeah. And then this is the one, isn't it?
So someone has sent you some worn knickers.
Yeah. Have a Word. Dan Knicker Lover Nightingale.
Thank you for leaning on the K there in Knicker.
I don't get it. I don't get what joke you're trying to make.
It could have sounded...
Knicker Lover. Let's warm up to the end of our careers, shall we? 3 minutes in. Let's
remember Knickerbocker Glories?
I do. Word association boy. I do. I don't even know what they are.
That was a fucking elite ice cream, man. Yeah, that was a treat that weren't it?
Expensive then, mate.
They were like $1.29 back in the day.
They were expensive screwballs.
Yeah, they were expensive back then.
Oh, yeah.
Like ice cream's all expensive now.
The little cone with the bubble gum at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How else could
Do you know what I got into as a teenage lad, which was so Tory? I got into the oysters. Because they got marshmallow in.
It's like a quesadilla with ice cream in.
My mum was like, wait, I'm not buying an oyster just because you like oysters. It's just trying to be difficult, but I genuinely love ice cream and marshmallow. Fucking works.
I'm not into marshmallow, mate.
No.
Really.
But yeah, those oysters are such a nana ice cream.
Knobbly bobblies up there. Power.
What was the...
Twister's the goat, though. Twister is...
Yeah, but you're talking about two different things. They're lollipops.
No, when you go to the ice cream, man, Twist.
Right.
If you're not getting a 99er, Twist.
What was like the multicoloured, like ice creamy one on a stick?
The Zap.
Was it a Zap? Yeah, a Zap.
It was like yellow, green, and yellow.
No, that's not ice creamy.
Yellow, green, yellow,
was?
green, and yellow. Yeah, it's like it was like a lollipop ice cream, not proper ice cream.
Yeah.
I mean, Fabs still go down well in my household.
Soleros, heavy gear, Magnum. Heavy.
A white Magnum is my favourite. Do you know what I realised about myself the other day? Right.
Do you know, Adam has been looking for a prop, and I think we found it. Like, I've had this for what? When did Tim send this in? About 6 weeks ago, and I've loved it. Adam, but it's so menacing that mine is like a pipe, and his is a weapon. Do you know what I realised? Listen!
Anything's a weapon if you hit someone hard enough.
Okay, why are you working class philosophy? Anything's a weapon if you hit hard enough. Do you know what I mean?
Here's what I realised about myself the other day.
Broke me missus's jaw with me dick. Go on.
Once I've got my favourite thing from somewhere, I never have anything else.
I'm with you here, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
if I go to Chippy, I'm getting salt and pepper chicken with curry sauce, chips and fried rice. And even though I really like crispy chili beef, unless I'm hungover or someone's died and I'm in a weird mood, like, I'm not changing from my main thing.
That's my number 2 as well.
Yeah.
Crispy chili beef, that's my number 2.
I was hungover at Pizza Express 5 years ago. Remember where I was? Headingley, Leeds. Tried the Polo Forza Romana-based pizza at Pizza Express. For the first time ever, tried one of the different pizzas. It's basically the fiery chicken. I have never eaten another pizza at Pizza Express since. Done exactly the same thing. Found my choice, and you lose all the logic of like, well, you tried something new, and you loved it. Why don't you now try other things new? No! I want to eat this one every time for fucking 6 years. It's brilliant.
Yeah. It's
Lock on.
Ice cream, man. I like all of the ice creams and lolly ices we've just mentioned. I'm getting a white Magnum. And if he's got no white Magnum, I'll just go dead basic and go for a ice cream on a cone.
However...
Depends where you are and what the heat's like.
Yeah. However, do you not find, though, if you randomly eat at the same place 2 days in a row or like twice in 3 days, you think, maybe that's the only time I'll change it up. If I'm at Pizza Express or Nando's every 2 weeks or whatever, that's a bit lavish, but genuinely could be, I will always go for my favourite.
Yeah.
But if randomly someone's like, oh, let's go there again, and it's 48 hours, I might change it up then. What do you feel about that? Or would you go faves?
What I would tend to do, so the only time that will ever happen with me is Chinese. That's the only time I'll ever have two within the space of 48 to 72 hours is a Chinese chippy. And what'll happen is I'll spend about an hour and a half deliberating on what to get. Because I'm like, I had Chinese 2 days ago and I had salt and pepper chicken then, so I'll get something new. And then I'll say, I'm getting crispy chili beef. And then when I'm on the phone, I'll change my mind and go back to salt and pepper chicken.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't change. And I want to.
What about Nando's? You got a straight down the line at Nando's?
Yeah. Hot chicken thighs, extra crispy with chips and garlic bread.
Never fuck with that.
When I'm dieting, I'll get the butterfly chicken with rice and peas because it's like half the calories.
Yeah, but that's almost like not through choice. I know it is a choice.
Yeah.
But it's not through choice, is it?
No.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Once you've locked in on your favourite. For me, the choice is where you go, not what you have when you're there. And it winds Laura up because she's a normal foodie. She's like, if you went to the same restaurant 3 times, she would try 3 different things. For me, if I go to Nando's, I get the wrap. Sometimes I get the butterfly chicken.
You're exactly like me.
But I get really in my lane. So if we go to Five Guys, I could tell you exactly what burger I've always had and which one I'll have. I won't necessarily have that same burger at another burger place.
Five Guys burger.
I find my one.
Regular cheeseburger.
I just want the cheese and bacon on it. I don't want any of your shite. I think people overcomplicate burgers. If I'm having a burger, here's a thing, right? This is quite weird.
No ketchup and mayo?
No.
Oh.
But it is what I do. With a burger, I either want it plain. I'm going to say plain, cheese and bacon don't count. So just cheese and bacon. Or I want a big messy thing with like chili con carne and razzles and all sorts of shit.
Did you ever go Gourmet Burger Kitchen when they came out like 10 years ago? Like, they were the ones that made burgers. Like, it was very rare to see someone go, I'll have a cheeseburger with ketchup.
Yeah.
It was more like, this is the Mexican fajita burger. And it's like, they really made it into a monstrosity.
Almost
Had
famous.
to put like a bit of wood in it to fucking keep it up.
Keep it as a burger.
Yeah.
Almost Famous switched that up though, didn't he?
Almost Famous is my favourite messy burger gaff.
It was like
And I
anthrax
really
burger
like,
and shit.
for a normal burger, just cheese and bacon on it. Maybe I'll put a bit of barbecue sauce, maybe if I'm feeling frisky. Byron. I like a Byron.
We
Oh,
had a
mate,
Byron.
you can't, like at these burger places, because they specialize in one thing, like it's like the pizza places, they've got to do something well, haven't they? You can't be one of them places that we only do this, and then you're like, they're not great. Like, so Byron, Gourmet Burger, Five Guys, but like the Five Guys, I don't do loads. I just get ketchup, mayo, a little bit of hot sauce on the cheeseburger with a bit of lettuce, which is the hot sauce randomly makes it so good. Man, that has become our like lockdown treat, because there's one at Ellesmere Port, there's one in Chester. We all drive and just get a little picnic in the fucking disabled parking spots. They're like, please don't park in the disabled parking spots. You're like, the whole area is closed. There's only people coming to Five Guys and no one's getting out of the car.
Did I tell you about the Cubanos me and Mrs. made last week?
What's that?
A Cuban sandwich. Have you seen the film Chef?
Is it John Favreau?
Yeah. Have you seen it? It's fucking brilliant. You know the sandwiches he makes when he goes in the spoilers?
Is it about 4?
When he,
Adam again dropping spoilers.
No, spoiler! Have you seen the film Chef? Spoiler alert. It's about food preparation. Just saying, I don't want to ruin it for anyone. Jaws. Spoiler alert. It's got a shark in it. So,
wow.
oh, I know.
Could have been about a dolphin.
Jaws.
Yeah.
They haven't got very big jaws, have they?
How do you know? You do not know for sure whether a shark or a dolphin's got a bigger jaw.
I
I
don't.
refuse to accept that you know that. Back to the point.
So many things have got jaws. It's absolutely mental. Come on, put it down.
Never.
You've got a real hammer next to you anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Put weaponry down. Just put weapon. Just pick one. It's almost like looking into your own death. This is how it ends when we disagree.
That's how he's gonna die.
When we disagree out of a would you rather, and the last thing I see is a B&Q fucking barcode off the handle of that fucking hammer. And just as I like cough out the last bit of like blood, I'll be like, it's gonna do well for numbers. Clip this for Instagram. Get it on TikTok, Finn.
So a while back, me and Sam watched Chef. It's one of my favourite films. I love it. It's dead feel good. It always makes me hungry because he makes boss butties in it. Right? He makes Cuban sandwiches.
It's like the Liverpool Echo film review.
That's the Netflix thing at the top.
Chef, loads of stars. He makes boss butties in it. Watch it. We'll take a sarnie. People sneaking into the Odeon in Liverpool with bread and ham and sliced cheese. Lad, have you got any fucking sandwich stuff on you? No.
So, me and Sam decided we were going to make our own because there's a place in Liverpool called Kokomo. I got Carl a Cuban sandwich from there a couple of weeks ago. It was lovely.
Heavy.
I was like, I want to make my own.
So what do the Cubans do differently?
So a Cuban sandwich, a traditional Cuban sandwich, is like ciabatta style bread.
Nice.
With mustard on each slice, right? On the inside.
Yeah.
Then a slice of like ham, like honey roast ham on the bottom bit. Yeah. Then a pickle, like a gherkin, right? Right. Then
He's really taking it seriously, but a pickle?
then another type of sliced or pulled pork.
Oh,
not
yeah.
ham.
Yeah.
So we got a pork shoulder and slow cooked it overnight in orange juice. Right? Orange juice,
The fuck are you?
lime juice, cumin, paprika, bit of salt and pepper, slow cooked it for 12 hours, pulled it apart. That went on top of the pickle, right? Then, hang on.
Is anyone else getting really like food horny? I'm like, oh God.
So sorry.
How long's this section? Can we order something from
before the ham? Sorry, is a slice of Swiss cheese, and on the top there's a slice of Swiss cheese as well. So it goes bread, mustard, Swiss cheese, ham, pickle, pulled pork, more Swiss cheese, more bread, right? And then here's the kicker bit, right?
It's already been kicked.
Right?
Go.
You melt butter and put it on the outside of the bread.
Shut up, you dirty bitch.
And then you grill the bread so the outside goes like crusty.
Oh, wait.
Mama like that. Mama like that.
Oh, man.
Me and Sam made like a lot of them last week.
Cuban life expectancy, 47 years.
Oh, it was good though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Did you use any nutmeg?
We didn't use nutmeg because I'd run out yesterday.
Did you use cumin?
Did use cumin.
Oh, I'd be fuming if you didn't use
Paprika,
cumin.
salt and pepper, lime, garlic.
I've got some nutmeg.
You've got some nutmeg, haven't you? Where did you get that from?
Adam borrowed my keys last night to come to the studio because he can't find his pass. So I just gave him my keys because I couldn't be asked. Like,
Right.
threw them at him out the door. And then I texted him saying, "Are you home yet?" About 4 hours later?
Yeah. I was in the Tesco near where we live.
So I said, "Get me a surprise."
I got
at
him
Tesco. And he got me a
some nutmeg.
nutmeg.
Yeah.
I think he wanted a chocolate bar.
I think he did. Yeah, it's very rare when someone goes, surprise me. You know, like, I got you a set of hand towels. It's not what people want, is it? They want a
I
Kinder
nearly
egg.
got you some chicken casserole mix.
Yeah.
But I
Really
didn't think you'd
annoying.
like that.
Really annoying surprise.
I got him a can of tuna once. Couldn't open it. It was in the car.
You're such a pair of dicks to each other.
Can I
It's
ask you a
funny, though.
favour? Could we open the pants?
I'm really, really like
I'll open it if you want.
trepidatious.
Trepidatious. Is
It's
is it
funny
gonna have
because
pussy on it?
what?
It's gonna have a odor.
Is it gonna have a
Why is it when you say pussy that it gets me? I don't know why. I swear like a fucking trooper. Like, I know you're not being like, I know you're not being hateful or anything. It's just the way you say pussy is so weird. Because
pussy?
is there going to be pussy on it?
I'm so nervous.
Is it got skiddies on?
Sorry to disappoint you. No use panties in here. But whoever delivered this to you now thinks you're weird. Ha 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 ha. Hope you see the funny side from Anon. Oh, it's a little joke card. Oh, look, and they do a little bit of...
Someone's done that to a person I know and I didn't put 2 and 2 together. I thought it was genuinely just some panties.
Adam is gutted that we're not sniffing crotch right now. Like, I can actually feel it in him. He's like, oh, I wanted to smell some pussy juice.
Is it definitely not like in...
Go on, have a sniff, lad. Is there any pum-pum? Royal fail. Banter.
Oh, yes. So my mate got sent a swingers one. Like a swingers invitation. But that's panties.
I mean, I'm A, disappointed, and B, inspired. Because I will be using this website.
Go for it.
You know what? I can see that is a sniffpanties.co.uk. Now I'm seeing the outside. There's literally a sticker that says worn for at least 48 hours. Like, if you do like sniffing women's panties, you don't want a sticker of like, you don't want the sticker going, don't worry, worn for 48 hours on the front. Like who are you getting a birthday card off? You fucking drag queen auntie. Like, it's obviously, now I'm seeing it's a bit of banter, but I love it how someone wrote, I hope you see the funny side. You're like, have you watched the podcast? The people who accept our post at this business park think we're fucking morons. Like, we have ignored all the official admin they've tried to send us. We've constantly shouted fucking Jew at the top of our voice near scientists who are working, sometimes with the door open. Last week we broke into the five-a-side pitch and nearly got thrown off our own business park.
We did.
Like, the fire safety marshal treated us like we were fucking morons because we were stood in slightly the wrong bit of the car park. And then when we moved to the right bit of the car park, We started throwing sweets into each other's mouths. Lad, go full. Go long. Fucking candy shrimp, lad. So I don't think I'm worried about someone being like, oh my God, I've done this to Dan and just I don't want him to be annoyed. I don't care. The security guards here will be like, yeah, it's those fucking idiots again.
Do you know what I like?
And P.S., all the security guards watch the podcast, so we know that they think we're idiots. They're into it.
I like the idea, though, that there's a couple of guys working in the security office who haven't got a fucking clue what we do in this room, and they're the ones who have to keep signing for this stuff. So they're like, what have they got today? A Bernard Manning CD? What have they got now? Is that a coffee table?
Oh, God.
And now it's sniff.panties.co.uk.
Christmas presents.
Are these definitely meant to be in the science book?
A table. It's been. I know it's a bit of banter, but have I ever talked about liking knickers and stuff? Like, have I set out a? Have I ever? Has that been a thing? In my head, I'm like, I've never talked about sniffing pants. Have I? No. Oh, into it.
Are you?
Oh, honestly, not really.
Oh, I thought you were saying you are. How disappointing is that?
Oh, no.
You said you're into blue veiny tits.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
But
So you're not into sniffing knickers?
No.
What about used toilet paper?
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Now I think about it.
It's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah. Use toilet paper that's not in the toilet that's just been left at the side. Fucking grim. I like knickers though. Like I do like big knickers. Big fucking medical knickers.
What?
I don't like small panties. I like a hammock of a fucking pair of with a proper like seat.
Oh, like a big so not
I
like
like
lingerie.
big-
You're talking like
No, I like big knickers. Knickers.
What's your favourite knicker?
What's my favourite? I'm into all sorts of knickers, but just not the little ones. I like big knickers. And I cannot lie.
Do you like smelling?
It's a really good job I mispronounced lie then. Did you hear me? I cannot. You all right, Adam? What's funny about knickers?
so. Does have you ever?
So in porn, if there's a bit where a woman takes off like a big pair of knickers, I'm like, weirdly, I'm into that bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Could get into it. You know, like you're into like uniforms and stuff.
Yeah.
What it is?
It is specific uniforms, sexy ones. I don't just want her to be dressed like she works in fucking KFC. You know what I mean? it's not all uniform.
What's the least sexy uniform you can think? Like, if you were like with your missus, like, I want to do a bit of role play. She was like, great, I'll get a uniform. What's the least sexy? Like, right, what, Adam, what do you want me to do role play wise? I want you to work as a part-time member of staff of the Pound Bakery. Not even.
That's
No,
sexy.
that is
Not even Greg's, the fucking discount Pound Bakery where they're like,
DHL.
No, well, here's the thing.
go for £1.
First of all, it's always sexy when a woman's got access to pasties. That's just sexy. That is just it's sex 101. Right? You know what I mean?
What is it? Is that is that pastry on the top?
Yeah.
Or is it psoriasis? You'll never know. That's the role play at the Pound Bakery.
Well, Pound Bakery is a thing.
Burn
for you.
myself on the oven. I'll wank you off with my bandage. Go on.
I know you don't like conspiracies, but on the subject of Pound Bakery,
Oh no.
This is real.
this is
We're doing a fun role play.
No, this is
were
a
gonna
real
do-
one?
We were going to do Halfords. I was thinking IKEA. We could
DHL is the worst.
and conspiracy. How can you possibly
That's
get
so
from
wrong.
Pound Bakery to conspiracies?
right. I'll tell you why. Because the Pound Bakery pasties are exactly the same as the Sayers ones. It's just Sayers charge like £1.85 and Pound Bakery charge £2 for £1.
Right.
They're exactly the same. They get delivered in the same van. And I know this
I've watched the documentaries.
because at 5 o'clock in the morning, my auntie, who I used to live with, lives opposite of Sayers.
There's you.
5 in the morning, I was getting up.
Adam trying to crack the case.
I was getting up to go away for the gig.
Right.
So it's like they're doing it when people are in bed. There was a Pound Bakery van.
Was it a steak bake out?
No.
Go! Fuck off!
Oh, come on. That was good. I was calling bullshit on I was getting up to go to a gig at 5 a.m.
No, I was going down to like...
What fucking gig?
I was going to London to do like a thing in the afternoon, like a filming thing.
Right.
This is real.
Is it real?
And there was a pound bakery van outside the Sayers.
I thought you'd had an aneurysm and you were like, yeah, I had a really important gig in Huddersfield and I didn't want to be late, so I set off at 5 a.m. I got there at 6:45.
No,
nice and early.
If you've got to be in London for like lunchtime, you have to be on like the 8 a.m. train or
Good
something.
shout. I've never been needed in London for lunchtime.
Yeah, there was a pound bakery van taking stuff into the Sayers.
Right.
So they're the same. But to go back to the original point.
No one is as amazed or gives a shit as much as you. You're like, lads, I'm taking down the whole fucking system. Yeah. Hey, are you watching Sayers? We're on to you. Like, so what's the problem?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just letting you know.
I don't even know what a Sayers is. What's a Sayers?
Sayers is like a Scouse Greggs. It's a very well known thing.
Right.
Yeah. But did you say, Carl, DHL?
Yeah, like a delivery driver.
You're telling me that's not sexy. I've got a package for you.
I don't want to take package. What?
Yeah.
What?
My large vagina. What a package. I think you've mixed up the...
No.
I've got a package for
says,
you. My massive biff. You've got to sign for it.
She says, I've got a package for you. And I'll be like, I've got a bigger one for you. Suck my dick.
Jesus
So
Christ.
sexy.
You really do. That delicate meandering around the sort of... That role play, like, I've got a package for you. I'll go if I do. Suck me dick. End of role play. Adam's just got his knob out in front of a DHL worker.
They take pictures now as well, don't they?
Also... I'm showing this to my manager. No, there's
they
one
are sexy.
DHL is an UP. I mean, UP. If you're gonna do sexy role play, you want a sexy Royal Mail, don't you? UPS.
Any delivery, I'm good with.
FedEx is the sexiest.
Not Hermes. No one wants to role play with
Well,
a
let's get away from
Lithuanian
herpes.
man who is like a fucking veteran of the Kosovo War or something. I don't know why you'd be a Lithuanian and a veteran of the Kosovo War. But every time I get something delivered from the Hermes guy, I sort of want to take him in and feed him. He looks fucked. His van looks fucked. He's stolen from my package and he looks so fucked, I don't even care. Hermes is the weirdest. Like, I got a package. No one's doing a fucking role play with Hermes.
It's got to be FedEx because they've got no door. You can just look at the tits.
FedEx.
They've got no door, have they?
Right.
Is that a thing? Am I making that up?
Yeah,
I think you've just seen one with the door that fell off.
Yeah.
No, I thought you had no door.
Yeah.
You're
In
thinking of buses
American
in the
films
60s.
and stuff. But
Yeah.
you know, in the role play, they're allowed out of the van. You don't have to just wank next to
No,
your
but they
house.
like pull up like, hey.
Oh, right.
Tits.
A little bit of side boob.
Yeah. All delivery people, they've got something for you and you need to sign for it. That's sexy as fuck.
It's really not. It's just the way you said it.
You got your
They've
tracking
got,
number?
like, you could say that in a different way. Delivery people have got something for you. You've just got to sign for it. If you go, delivery people, they've got something for you. You know what I mean? And you've got to sign for it with your jizz. Yeah? Hope you've brought a baby wipe for that fucking smart screen, love. That's going to need a wipe.
The least sexy is dinner lady, innit? It's got to be.
The thing is, there is a limit of how attractive you could be and it be a dinner lady role play. You can't be like absolutely stunning, be like, it's time for dinner. You'd be like, this doesn't seem real to me. You need to be 55 and called Barbara.
No, but like, still, I think I could get there, you know.
Really?
Do you want an extra scoop of chips?
Lad, do you remember the hunchback?
Yeah. Not here, though.
No, do you remember
That
that?
wasn't a sexual fantasy. That was you just getting extra chips. Adam's dinner lady fantasy. Hi, Adam. Hiya, Barbara. Oh, you've been a good boy. I have, Barbara. If you're a bad boy, I wouldn't give you extra chips. I've been a good boy, Barbara. Here's some extra chips. Thanks, Barbara. Adam eats chips. Fucking. It started off as roleplay and just became you with a bigger lunch. Absolutely phenomenal roleplay. Barbara, can I have some more? You can, you fat little bastard. Barbara, I've got gravy on my pants. Is it gravy? It is.
Tell them about the hunchback.
Did you have a dinner lady called the Hunchback?
Yeah.
Hunchback so there's an area near our school called Naughty Ash.
The Hunchback of Nottingham.
The Hunchback of Nottingham.
She used to she was called a penny picker. We used to put money on the table, like 2p's.
Yeah.
And she'd come and pick them all up.
Yeah. And eat them.
Come on.
She didn't eat them.
No, okay, good. Was it the Hunchback of Notty Ash or the Hunchback of Notre Ash?
Naughty Ash.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So she always, that was her thing, was it? If she saw change, she'd pick it up.
No matter where it was, no matter how much it was, she'd pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that in my house.
One of our mates' mums was
my money,
as well.
but yeah, I don't do it to other people's cash.
Bunhead.
Yeah, that was fun.
Got called Bunhead because his mum served hot dogs. So he was Bunhead.
That's not fair.
Do you know in your school?
Yeah.
Do you know if someone, if you knew the name of another child's mum, did that become an insult? Because, like, can I say your mum's name?
No, he can't.
Okay, so let's just call her something different.
Linda.
Yeah,
Linda.
Linda.
So, like, if his mum was called Linda and I found out about it, I would shout Linda at him 1,000 times a day, and it would do his head in. Like, Linda! Linda! Shut up, lad! Or he'd shout my mum's name back. My mum's name is Anne. You can't do anything with that because she gone.
I saw Finn's mum on Facebook yesterday for the first time.
Yeah? I think she added me. No.
She slid into my DMs.
She liked one of my posts.
Yeah, she did, and I was like...
And then sent me a nude.
Click on it.
She sent me a package.
Yeah, mum's names are two.
No, I don't think that was ever used as weaponry.
Yeah. And there was nothing like... It wasn't like Linda's a slag. It was just... Linda!
Do you remember...
It's really not that bad and also massively annoying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember one of our mates' mums was relatively older than the others. Maybe 5 years. And she was just called dead. Because she was old. Like she was...
Because she was dead old.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just...
Imagine Nan.
Your ma's nearly dead.
Nan mum.
But wasn't there enough kids that didn't... that were with the nans?
No. Not that many.
All right.
Obviously, my mum's name was Anne Rowe. And I've just got an image burned in my head of you going, Anne Rowe. Anne Rowe. Anne Rowe.
That's what we used to do, isn't it?
Okay, now.
Easy.
Absolute thunderbolts from these guys.
That was meant to be in fucking...
That was nowhere near as good as the Hunchback of Notty Ash. That was the high point.
We had toe finger.
Yeah.
Why was that?
One of his fingers was a toe. That wasn't...
I think knowing teachers' first names was always... dangerous weaponry.
Yeah.
I remember one of my mates getting lifted out of the playground by his collar for calling Mr. Kennedy Bob Kennedy, which was really bold because he was a grumpy fucking... I think he was one of the deputies or he was a head of year for some reason. And like it was well known that he was called Bob Kennedy. And one of the lads in our year or the year above called him Bob Kennedy to his face. You're like... Why do you want to die today? This is like the mid-90s at an old Church of England grammar school. They were fucking old school. Our school was in that era of like, it was well after corporal punishment, but you could tell... What?
It's just that you say that is mad.
Yeah. The fact that you have to tell us you weren't allowed to hit you.
When did corporal punishment end? Late 60s or early 70s?
Probably, yeah.
But my school didn't look any different, and it had some teachers that had been teaching since the 50s.
And you could tell
there was there was moments where they were like Bernard Malley was our history teacher, and he had like even in the 90s I knew you have knocked the fuck out of some kids in your career. And when we pissed him off, he was like, oh, you could tell he was just like, I can't even hit the little bastards. Because you could only like 10, 15, 20 years before he'd been like, right, Nightingale, wha-pa-pa. Like, I didn't fuck with teachers at our school.
So, you've just reminded me of something I watched last night. But first of all, I want to tell you, so we were in sixth form in our school, right? And in sixth form, he's now a teacher there and he's dead sound.
He wasn't, but he is now.
Well, he was sound. He was always sound to me. But, so he wasn't a teacher. He was like the sixth form student liaison.
He was like a liaison.
Like, he was meant to be sort of like a bridge between the teachers.
And how old was he?
He was like 30, 40.
30s, 40.
So he's basically like head of sixth form, but not like a teacher.
He's like I'll shout at you, but it doesn't actually mean anything.
Yeah. Sixth form, when it's attached to a school, is a tricky thing for the school to get right.
Yeah.
Because you go from being a pupil and do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you can go, I don't need to be here. And they treat you differently.
Oh, they totally treat you differently, yeah.
But you still, it's only a few months ago that you were like,
Yeah.
I was in the school.
And the same
But
teachers.
there's still a lot of discipline. We had the exact same teachers in sixth form as we did in school.
Yeah.
But this guy, I can say his name, can't I?
Say his first name.
Why? So his name was Paul, and let's just give him the surname Smith, right?
Yeah.
But like,
Really well imagined there. No, let's call him Danny McLaughlin. Cool. Let's not make it confusing. Let's call him Paul Smith. Oh, friend from comedy.
right.
Let's call her Sarah Milliken. Go. Not confusing.
And he was always like, what? He was trying to sort of be one of the boys and be one of the teachers at the same time. And we just treated him as sort of like below the teachers, didn't we? Because he was.
He was.
And we did the Duke of Edinburgh Award in sixth form. I've told you a couple of stories of this. And we used to go kayaking every week. And he was like the chaperone. He was the one who'd come with us. He'd drive the fucking bus and he was in charge.
Was he sound?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I was a
alright.
knobhead in sixth form. Not a knobhead as in like audible, just like I was just stupid and not badly behaved. Like, how do I put it? I didn't want to be there and I wasn't asked.
Yeah.
I wasn't like
it's annoying at sixth form because you didn't have to be there.
Yeah.
They could rightly be like, do you want to fuck off then?
We were still meant to call him Mr. Smith, but he'd along the line gone, just call me Paul. Right?
And then you're done.
Right. We were in the changing rooms and kayaking, and we'd all been little bastards that day. Right? We'd been like hitting each other with the fucking sticks and stuff, like tipping the fucking stupid kid into the Albert Dock. And he was like, you've been disgraced today, whatever. And I went, and you know when someone's just at the end of the tether, I went, oh, for fuck's sake, Paul. And he went, hey, that's enough. It's Mr. Smith from now on. It was just a silence.
Yeah, you just
over the room, and then about 5 seconds later, everyone pissed off.
Yeah.
It's like you've got absolutely
Do you
no
remember when,
authority.
He's lost it.
I remember when Josh wrote him off because Paul was also studying at the same time, wasn't he?
Mm.
So he was studying to get GCSEs, and we had GCSEs. We were doing A-levels.
Hang on. Was Paul a bit like...
No. I think he was just basically going back to basics to build up to become a teacher. So he's just filling in gaps from his past, probably.
35?
And I remember he had a go at Josh once for something like not revising or blah, blah, and he went, you haven't even got a fucking maths GCSE, you soft cunt.
Wow. I'm telling you right now, if you said that to one of our teachers, and we didn't have a liaison, you would not be coming back to Hutton. Like, you couldn't do that shit.
See, the problem that they had in our school is that Josh, who's one of our best mates to this day, I've known Josh since I was 4. Like, I went to little school with Josh as well. Me, Carl, Josh, we're top set at school. So, and there's a lot of fucking idiots in our school. So they needed us to drag the fucking grades up. And if a teacher had to get called a soft cunt every now and then to keep us there, so be it.
You're like
Especially
the
if the
star
cunt
players at
never had GCSEs.
Yeah.
Like, Paul was far more expendable than Josh.
Yeah. We outranked the teachers.
Yeah. Tricky position to be in, isn't it? When you're like, what are these little bastards? But we need them.
Yeah.
My favourite moment in sixth form, and I was only at sixth form for 4 months. My mum died, and then I was like, by the way, if you've never heard that, I assume that everyone knows that our mums are dead. But if you're new to Have a Word, you've already done it once. You've mentioned your mum and just gone, but she's dead. So if you've only just got into Have a Word, you're like, these guys, what's going on? So our mums died when
my
we
mum
were
died of alcoholism, and Dan's was bummed to death. Go on, carry on.
She was bummed to death. She was bummed to death.
Ja! Upset me! Upset me!
So I only fucking brutal. Absolutely brutal. I honestly thought you were I'm so stupid that I was like, yeah, it's gonna be a really honest moment. Mine died of alcoholism, and I could have put money on you going, she died of cancer, didn't she, Dan? And I'd be like, yeah, Adam, thanks. I'll carry on with the story. Yours got bummed to death. How did I not see it coming? How stupid do you have to be at episode 10 going, can't believe you did a joke there. He's so fucking pleased.
Imagine if that's...
It's like the worst Roald Dahl story ever. You heard about James and the Giant Peach? They've updated it and it's really weird. Yeah, his parents don't die from a rhino.
Imagine
They get bummed to death.
if that's how your mum died. And you had to be told about it. A fucking police officer comes to your door.
That's got to be a specialist, hasn't it? They bring in.
Yes.
Do you think they'd be so blunt?
Miss Nightingale.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Your ma couldn't.
I'm afraid.
Go on, Adam. Do it. Just ring on the bell. I'm at home. Is it just me on my own? Yeah.
Yeah, are you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm me.
And how old are you?
16. So I was 16. We lived in a hotel.
What, you want a hat?
I want to ask you.
Yeah, thought so. Use the fez.
What do you want a hat for?
It's the Turkish police.
Yeah, we ran a hotel in Turkey. How brutal would it be finding out that your mum had been bummed to death from a Tommy Cooper lookalike?
How'd she die? Just like that. Are they upstairs? Answer the fucking door.
We're mourning.
You don't know yet.
I know she's dead yet. Who else is dead?
Hello? Did you see me do the door?
Oh, sorry. I know you're still getting over the death that you had yesterday.
It's already a confusing roleplay. Are you okay, officer?
I'm PC Row
IPC row.
of the Istanbul Police.
IPD.
Yeah. I've got some terrible news. Could you sit down? Are you
I am sat down.
Okay. Cool. It's weird that you answered the door in a chair.
You've been crying?
Is it just you in? Is your father here?
No, he left 2 years ago.
He left 2 years ago. Oh, wow.
God, this is a public episode.
So
he's with my stepmom.
I've got some news for you. You'll have to pass it on to
My sister.
your sister and
Oh, right.
yeah. It's your mum.
Right.
She's dead.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Bummed to death.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. Someone had a fucking right good go over. She couldn't take it.
No.
Ripped her ass apart.
No! I'm out. Because I'm actually thinking about my mum. I got into that role play. Fucking PC Row from the Istanbul Police Department.
I know it's a lot to think
Don't
about.
need details. Thanks for
Good day.
Cheers.
That's me going.
That was you need to get the fucking legs on your camel sorted. You've got a back hoof out. Thanks for that. You do look a bit like Tommy Cooper. How did we not just leave it at just like that? It was definitely the punchline. And then we're stupid enough to go, no, let's do the role play. And literally everyone involved and watching was like, I didn't need to do the role play. Just like that. Oh, it's fucking genius. Let's have a little break, Harry. We can't follow my mum being bummed to death.
Happening, lads? Do you like a cheeky little gamble on the old sporting world? Well, I do, but I'm sick of getting beat by the bookies. Now, I've been going to bettinggods.com since they started sponsoring this podcast. They're a great sponsor to have on board, and they are the best tipsters in the betting game. Anything from tennis to ice hockey to footy, rugby, horse racing. If you want tips when it comes to betting, head to bettinggods.com right now, and they've got all sorts to help you beat the bookies and get a few winners. Go get some winners. Don't be a loser. You don't want to be losing your bets. You want to be winning your bets. Bettinggods.com. They're going to help you do that. Do you know what I did on the way here?
Drove.
Did.
Yeah.
Went to Starbucks.
All right.
And I paid for the coffee of the car behind me.
Shut up.
I did, yeah. Just to be sound. Right? And
Why?
That's nice. I like that.
because I was like,
It's a random act of kindness.
random act of kindness that I'm hoping brings me like millions of pounds. Do you know what I mean? Like,
What, you think Jeff Bezos is in the...
I just believe in a sort of level of karma. So if I've done that, it's meant to come back to you in bucket loads, innit? So that was like £8. So I must have grands on the way.
So you did a random act of kindness, hoping that you were going to basically get rich off it.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah.
Your act of generosity is really just you playing the long game.
Well, what actually happened was I pulled up and paid for mine and I was waiting. And then I thought, because I've heard of people doing that before.
It's been the last few weeks, hasn't it? Like people be going, it's just do a random act of kindness.
I haven't heard of it recently.
Oh yeah, it's been knocking around recently, hasn't it? Random acts of kindness.
I've just heard in the past of people literally going and paying for the, like, I'm talking like a couple of years since I've heard about it, like someone just paying for the car behind them.
Rogan drops £1,000 as a tip, doesn't he?
Does he?
On waiters and waitresses.
Mr. Beast drops.
If they've served him well, he just, wow, what do they call it when he just like Godfather tips, where just they leave, they don't realise until he's gone, but on the way out he goes, put that on my credit card for our server at table 33 or whatever.
It costs
and
him
he just
literally
drops
fuck all.
£1,000.
Do you know what I mean?
Because he's making, what does his production company make? It's something like, someone told me Rogan per episode is about 80, 90 grand.
Oh, it's more than that.
In advertising.
It certainly was when it was on YouTube and stuff.
Right.
Because we know what adverts make. Because
know how much
we
it
get
makes?
the industry standard
Well,
from.
a few years ago, someone quoted me 80 or 90 grand an episode.
It's more than that, innit?
And he was doing 3 a week.
So Joe Rogan Experience makes $800,000 per episode at 3 episodes per week, which makes him $9.6 million per month.
Hang on, is that including the Spotify deal?
No.
This was from 8th of January
Sponsor free
2021.
now, isn't it?
So
There's no adverts on it anymore.
as of January, which is when he moved over,
yeah.
or December, it now makes 800 grand an episode.
Right, so that's the Spotify deal.
Yeah.
I'm talking about pre-Spotify deals. So what they've done is they must have divided the amount of episodes by his exclusivity deal then.
How much did they pay Jamie? That's interesting. According to reports, Jamie earns $150,000 a year.
Wow. Carl,
Sound.
what a shit deal that is. Joe Rogan got £100 million exclusivity deal and Jamie gets 300 grand a year.
150.
No, sorry. He'll get 450 grand over the course of that deal.
Yeah.
You're making bank, mate.
Oh yeah, like, if we're ratioing, I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're
We need to have a little look at that fucking contract.
Oh my God. I think by the I think we owe you £22 for 6 months work.
So I did it.
But 1,000, how cool would it be to be at that level where you're like,
£1,000. I would do shit like that though. Like I really would.
not to homeless people though.
Yeah.
We buy the homeless one by ours from the garage. We buy him stuff all the time.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation. I don't know if we did it on a Patreon exclusive. You give £1,000 to a dude on the street. You are rolling the dice of whether they're going to see the next morning or whether they're just going to be like, woo, they're going to turn Rochdale City Town Centre into fucking Vegas.
Yeah, totally. But here's what happened though, because I was waiting for my drink and I had the idea. I was like, maybe I should pay for their thing, and then I was like, what if they've ordered loads?
I'm trying to weigh up family of 4. Not
Well, it was 2 people.
chance. Right.
It was a youngish lad, I'd say like late 20s, early 30s,
Right.
and his mum or his older lover. Either he's into cougar pussy or it's his ma. One of the two.
Did you get out the car and have a look?
I mean, you can't use 2 cat analogies in one cougar pussy. It's too much. There's too many felines in that. Like, this cat's really into cougar pussy. Meow.
But then I heard the woman who was serving me say what they'd ordered. So they'd ordered 2 large lattes. And I'd like to think if they knew I was paying, they'd have gone with medium.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But they didn't know. So I just, I pay for 2 large skinny lattes. And then as I was leaving,
How much?
they beeped me. It was like £7 or £8.
Did you get out the car just to stand around for a minute?
No, I just got off.
Did you? Yeah.
I just went off into the world. I heard them beat me as well, and I didn't look at them. I was like, I didn't do it for that. I did it for karma.
Future money.
You didn't do it for the recognition.
No.
Stand-up comedian, podcaster, Adam Rowe. I didn't do it for the...
You've just told tens of thousands of people as well.
Oh, yeah.
I just keep it private, just
That's
for
what I
me
do.
and the
Don't
29,000
call me
people.
bags for nothing.
Funny.
Yeah.
Beep, beep, beep. I wanted a caramel shortbread as well. That's really nice.
Yeah. The woman cried a bit. The woman who was serving me, she had a little cry. She was like, it's really got to me. That's nice. And I was like, don't.
No, because she was just like, Joe Rogan had tipped me. Never mind these cunts.
Should have bought her one as well. You rat.
Who would you love to drop?
Adam.
3 years down the line, we've been signed up by Spotify. We're sponsored by Heron Foods. We're going places. You know what I mean?
Where the fuck did Helen Foods come from? There?
Don't know. I'm just being a dick. And you're in the position to drop £1,000 Godfather tips. Where would you like to do that?
Bars.
Pizza bars, maybe. But I always think barman. Like, I was a barman, and I was
barman.
basically there to just have a fucking laugh, get drunk for free, and try and tap onto the
Bar
fucking
backs.
bar stuff.
Bar backs.
No, I'd do barman as well. Like,
Oh yeah, the 38-year-old that's a bit special.
Oh,
He
no.
does, like, the
I mean,
glass
like,
collector.
it's a 17-year-old barback kid who's probably like fucking shitting himself. He'll be like, yeah, kid, buy yourself a new pair of webs there, lad. Because it's hard. That's the hardest.
I want to know the.
Yeah.
I want to know the tip policy of the establishment I'm doing it in as well.
Oh, no, I'd make sure you didn't tell no one because you split your tip if it's a big one.
Because
don't
I
you?
fucking hate a place that makes people split their tips. Well, I used to hate working in them anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because there's two different types, isn't there? Look, we put all the tips together and it gets divided by how many hours everyone's done. Everyone gets the same. Nope. That's
My
bullshit.
absolute least favourite are the companies that, and this has been highlighted several times on it, where restaurants can go, that money's comes to the restaurant. That happens a lot.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's so immoral.
I don't tip if that's the when I'm about to tip someone, especially if like I've been served well and I'm going to give them a decent one. I will always say, "Do you get the tip?"
Yeah,
And
especially
if they
on
go,
card.
"Oh, no," it goes. I just don't give them it.
It's a weird thing because in America you'd never split tips because they work on a tip culture, and the level of customer service over there is so good. Even in like Denny's, which is that's the American equivalent to like Little Chef, but you get the most amazing customer service because they're like, if I'm shit hot, you'll give me $10, and if I'm serving within an hour 4 tables who pay out, or 5, that's potentially $50 an hour. Like they can live off it, can't they? Over here, there's not as much of a tipping culture. And having worked in a few kitchens and everything, I was young, so it wasn't like I had a say, but I worked in one restaurant where they split the tips and the waitresses always bitched about it, particularly one who was objectively fit as fuck and good at it. But the staff in the kitchen got a split of the tips.
Yeah.
Because you never get tipped in the kitchen. You never even get complimented.
There's a policy for that, though.
There is, yeah. So we worked, our first bar job was, we spoke about before, in a place called Zellig's of Little Italy. And it was where the beer cellar in Liverpool is now. And initially I was a glass collector. I ended up on the bar, got Carl my glass collector job. And then when someone else left the bar.
Work your way up, regional manager,
Yeah.
CEO.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. I run the place now. Yeah. And it's not doing very well.
I have not been
Went bust 8 years
concentrating.
ago.
So there was the downstairs bar there, which was where people went before they went up to the restaurant, which is upstairs, and also where they'd come after they had something sweet as well sometimes. And then upstairs there was the restaurant and there was a service bar. So the waitresses' tips,
The waitress eye.
The wait try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they got 70% of the restaurant tips, the waitress. And 10% went to the managers, 10% went to the kitchen, and 10% went to the service bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
That's not that abnormal, yeah.
That's whoever's thought about that,
Yeah.
that is quite well thought out. 10% is not a lot, is it? The managers, 10%.
Off each, so what?
I see it.
It's usually per server. So each server will tip out 10%. They'll
Yes,
tip
there'll
out.
be like 6 servers, so like the
evens
bar's
out.
actually getting 10%.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the downstairs bar was just a bar. So you had like 4 bartenders on it and maybe 2 barbacks and glass collectors. They had to do both jobs. And all the bartenders would keep their own tip jar, but 20% of that would go to the barbacks.
So when I worked in Hartley's in Preston, which was the bar job I fucking loved, we had a communal tips jar because I think there'd been problems with money going missing and all of that. It does lead to that. If you've got 6 or 7 people on a bar, because they always put them in, it's a half glass, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a half glass and that's your tips. I think they'd had murders before. So what they did, they had, I don't know if it was a pint glass, but they had just had a communal tips and we didn't have any bar backs. We just all took turns to do the glasses. So the manager, Andy, would at some point go, like Amanda go and do the glasses or Dan go and do the glasses. And there was 6 or 7 of us. And I never heard any bitching there because he was the manager and if he got tipped, he put it in and we all just split the tips. And it was it was a smaller bar though. That was a place where you only had 7 or 8 staff. When you're at a restaurant and there's upstairs, downstairs, and then there's kitchen staff and then the servers, like I can see that it gets a little bit. But you want waiters and waitresses who are dealing with customer services to be shit hot, don't you? So if you own a comedy club, restaurant or whatever, you want people to be like, well, I'm not working at Zelig's. I want to work at, Rowingale's, the comedy club down the way, because they're fucking great. Like they let you keep the tips, so you end up with those really good customer service people. Well, it's a hard balance to get right.
Competitive tips are good.
It made us really healthily competitive on the bar for when people were coming in. So you'd get like a group of people come in, or like 3 groups of people, and every bartender would immediately stand to attention. You're like, mate, you wanted to serve people. When you communal tips, if a group of people come in and there's 3s on the bar, you do it, lad. Can't be arsed.
Yeah. There's no incentive.
Yeah.
I mean, there should be an incentive. There should be a manager going, do your fucking job.
That only works though if there's a bar back, because otherwise everyone's just serving people and not cleaning.
But there
shit.
should be a bar back as well.
Yeah,
the bartender should be as far like if I ran a bar, I would like to I'd sort of try and make it as close to what Zelig's was as I could.
Each bartender has a bar back.
Or you have one between 2 ears.
Oh yeah,
4
depending on how
bartenders,
busy
2
it is,
bar
really.
backs.
Yeah.
When I worked in Emilio's, the little Italian restaurant near the railway station in Preston, which was one of my first jobs out of college, I was a KP, just helping out in the kitchen, and a woman came in to congratulate the chefs for a good meal or whatever, which wasn't really allowed, but she was sort of a regular. She was just one of them like racy Tracy sort of ladies, like late 40s, early 50s, but a little bit of boob out, like fucking stinking of perfume, bit of jewellery, clearly had a tan, and this is like February in Preston. So she's obviously been, right, okay. Came in, saw me, and then I that was me at like 17, all dead cute, and she ended up giving me a £20 tip. She was like, oh, look at you, doing really well. Great. And I've got Giovanni and Diego, the chefs, who are fucking brutal. She was like,
Giovanni, Diego!
Do you know what Giovanni's nickname was? Java the Bastard. Mate, that kitchen's nails. He once kicked the fuck out of me because he dropped something. He dropped something, he went, bang! I was like, what am I getting it for? Shut up. She came in and gave me a 20 quid tip. She was like, look at you doing me. How old are you, love? I'm like, 17. She went, here, this is for you. I was going to tip but you've done, you deserve it. She was like, take that. So then someone from the back has gone in the front and gone, fucking little Danny's just got 20 quid tip. And all the waitresses are like, and I tell you what, Java the Bastard was quality. He just literally, he goes, come here, put it in your fucking pocket. Keep it. She gave it you, keep it. And then all of them came in going, you putting in that in tips? That should be shared with everyone. Because this is 20 quid in like 1997. You could get like a 2-bedroom flat with that. And this is where I remember. I still remember going, yeah, I'll put it in the shared tips. Giovanni the Bastard was like, you're a fucking idiot. I was like, yeah. And I was. Should have just fucking kept it. Mm-hmm. Balls to them. Could have owned property.
Do you know what the actual law is?
What?
With tips. So, this is true.
Do you want?
If a tip...
Order!
If a tip is given across the bar,
right,
the establishment can set the policy. If it's put in your hand, like, in front of the bar, it's yours to do whatever you want with.
Right. What's the law if they come in the kitchen and they're a bit
hasn't gone
pissed
across the bar.
and they like squeeze me a bit too
It
much?
hasn't gone. It's one of those old convoluted laws that no one really enforces, but that is the law. So if you're on like the restaurant floor and someone goes, "Here's 20 quid," the manager can't make you put that in the communal thing.
I mean, he could. He was called Mario and he was scary as fuck. But
Why do these all sound like Nintendo characters?
Yeah.
Java the Bastard, Mario.
why do in an Italian restaurant, Italian owned, the names of the owners and staff sound like the Italian characters from Super Mario? I'll tell you, because they're Italian, Adam, you absolute bellum pot. Why do these... they call it as an Italian restaurant. Emilio was the owner, his son was Mario.
I worked in a Japanese restaurant for 4 years, and I'm not messing. The head chef was called Barry. And that's not a lie. That's not a lie. Genuinely.
Now, I can't remember the lad who worked on the floor, what he was called, but he must have been only about 23, but when I was 17, he looked 35. And he had a Motorola flip phone. Do you know when mobiles had just come out? He was cool as fuck. Yeah. And he chatting from Preston, talk like that. Proper talk like that from Preston, from just uptown, right? And as soon as he started serving, "Oh, welcome to Emilio's. He learned a little bit of Italian. And he served everyone.
He learned a little bit of Italian, and then he learned an Italian accent, because they're very different things.
He learned a few words to
Welcome to a de Emilio's.
Yeah, he learned a few words to just do. He basically did the accent, and it was perfectly put across. It's fucking weird. Oh yeah,
it's fucking great.
We didn't do Japanese accents.
Did you not do the Japanese accent? No.
Yeah, you imagine a lad called Barry. Hawaka. With a fucking stained Everton top on.
We didn't have.
We
didn't have a single Japanese staff in none of the managers. Chefs.
Cultural appropriation. You're having this grand, but you won't employ them. Bad.
Not bad.
One of the best restaurants in the city, though.
Yeah. We're back to the whole. There's not a lot of Japanese, like Italian staff working in Italian restaurants is definitely a thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. There's not a lot of Japanese people here because they're all in prison. Because they come over here and they break our laws.
Right. You didn't know where you were going with that when you started, did you?
I did.
What's the most common law?
They've started very good businesses with worn knickers.
Yeah.
There was one Knickers vending machines in Tokyo.
Yes, that has become well known over here, hasn't it? As like an urban legend. That British thing is that it makes it feel like in Japan everyone's like, okay, I want a bag of hula hoops, or I'll have a Mars bar and some dirty knickers. Yeah, that's lunchtime.
And there was also a prostitute vending machine that I've mentioned before.
Yeah.
You get there's a it was in
prostitute vending machine
in Akihabara. There was like a little
massive,
just a slide.
Japanese hooker when you're trying to bang it. She's stuck on one of them. Like.
It's like Celebrity Squares.
Excuse me, my prostitute's stuck. E7. I paid it.
But yeah, there's loads.
Trying to reach up.
There's loads of Japanese people in British prisons, isn't there? It's like the 4th highest nationality.
You're just a silly man talking bullshit.
I'm not.
That is not true. There is not. That you're not the 4th. What? Where have you got this from? You've just made it up.
I swear to God, I haven't.
No. Jamie, pull that up. 150 grand a year.
So it's British, number 1.
You're talking. So I'm going to hurt myself. Go on.
It's British,
Right.
American,
No.
Canadian, Japanese.
What are you even on about?
Not French or Irish.
Ah, you're fucked on Irish. Irish is
Irish number 5.
Oh yeah.
so I can't. Press it.
Prison.
No, don't break up my bell.
Your Japanese accents are so bad.
Welcome to the restaurant.
You're saying this is bad.
My name is Barry. I am from Club Mo.
Europe's the most represented. Then Africa.
Okay, we're not doing continents. We want individual nations, please.
There isn't one, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So where does Japan come?
Asia is the 5th most represented. 4th most represented. Oceania, 29. There's only 29 Australians or
Oceanics.
New Zealanders.
Because we sent all the fucking criminals back over there.
Oh, we are. Hang on. Wow. That's interesting. So I've actually got a nationality. Number 1 is Japan. It's not.
Is it number 4 though?
1, 2, 3, 4. No. Number 1. Can you guess it? No, it's not British.
Right, so it's not British.
You know this.
Why? Why does he know it?
You know this.
Russian.
No. The other one you always mention.
China.
No. The one you mention about the mafia constantly.
Really? Albanian?
Albanian, number 1.
Oh.
999 prisoners.
In the UK?
Yeah.
Albania?
Albanian.
Yeah, so
No.
you know that Albanian
No.
Coke thing?
I'm absolutely not having that. That is
999.
fucking
Right,
nonsense.
so shelve the bullshit. That Japan thing was nonsense, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. So, but who do you think genuinely is above Albania?
A lot. Albania is number 1 in the UK. Ireland will be above that.
It's not. Ireland is number 4.
What's the top 5?
Number 1.
By the way, Ireland, we don't think. Sorry, guys.
It's just because they're close.
yeah.
This is like top of the pops.
Right, who's the most criminally?
Number 5.
I mean, it's not like the Scandinavian have got a foot. Like, you never heard anyone go, you've got to watch out for the Norwegian mafia. They're a fucking nightmare.
This is very interesting. Number 1, Albania. Number 2, Poland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Then Romania, maybe.
Number 3, Romania.
I'll have that.
Number 4.
This is borderline EDL. Fucking.
Number
They
4,
come over
Ireland.
here.
Number 5,
Number 4, where?
Ireland.
Right.
Number
Sorry,
5, Jamaica. All the Jamaicans in
Moving
Why
on.
are they in prison now? Are they in prison because they're seeking asylum?
it doesn't say. It doesn't.
No,
doesn't-
no, they're not. That's not prison. That's not prison. You don't. If you're seeking asylum, you're not in prison.
Right. Do we not just put them in there while we check?
No, but they would not be classed as convicted, would they?
No. And then we go down from there.
So what are Albania up to?
I think he's onto
Cocaine.
it.
Cocaine. I'm not even joking. I know, like, it sounds like I'm being an absolute nana about the Albanian man, but the Albanians have got major organised crime links, haven't they?
But are you telling me that more Albanians are getting caught doing coke in the UK than British people?
Oh, no,
that's
this is foreign. Obviously British
Adam,
people.
this is
number 1.
internationals.
oh.
Like, the UK isn't like 19th on the UK. The fuck? Jesus Christ, there's no British people in British prisons. We must be dead good. It's full of fucking Albanians.
After Jamaica, you've got Lithuania.
Right.
Then you've got Somalians.
Somalians.
Yeah, they're the pirates.
Yeah, but not in the fucking Mersey.
Oh, yeah.
Because they've been caught.
Oh, yeah.
That's why you never see them. We catch them too quick.
Next one, Pakistani.
Do you know Somalian pirates?
Well dodged.
Do you know Somalian pirates?
I do, I know those.
I know a couple.
When it's not like, oh my God, Albania, Pakistani, good. Let's go back to Albania.
Like, do they sort of, their ships,
Yep.
do they make it apparent that they are pirate ships?
Yeah, because
Like Skull and Crossbones and that?
They've got
do
hooks.
Somalian pirates dress up like pirates? Are there East African dudes
Bottles
with
of rum.
an eye patch and a parrot? Arr! Like an American oil tanker.
They've all got rum old fashions as well, usually.
Is that not what it is, though?
No, it's just very, very poor Somalian fishermen.
They've all got like dinghies.
Trying to-
Fishermen!
Yeah, they're all dinghies or fishing boats. Like, they're quite clearly.
They are.
See, if people knew that, I think they'd be less scared.
No, they've still got AK-47s though.
On a dinghy.
If you want to see, some brutal YouTube, the American, the oil ships, but there's also like the American Navy is so colossal, it's frightening. And they just take YouTube videos of them shooting Somalian pirates. If they go anywhere near, if they're like, we don't know who you are and you're not responding, if you go within like a fucking mile of one of these oil tankers, they're like, okay, Baz, get the machine gun. And they just show the video like, yeah, killed them. Oh, look, they exploded. And it's the weirdest thing where you'd be like, they're like, yeah, of course we recorded it. The Somalian pirates, they deserve to die in their shit boat.
One of them, they've got a crocodile on it, and it's got an alarm clock inside, and it ticks.
Oh, yeah, that's a bad one. You've got to watch for that one.
Seen that one?
Famous.
What's that? What?
Peter Pan!
Come on, lad. Captain Hook, you soft cunt.
That's a bad. I
After
don't
that.
get that. Crocodile.
I was genuinely like, why have to do that?
I know. So this is the person that 5 minutes ago was like, Japan are the 4th most represented person in UK prisons. Total bullshit. Yeah, crocodile and a ticking alarm clock. Hey, that's weird.
Yeah.
So we've got some questions. Come on, guys. We're going to get
How long were you recording for?
I know,
It
but
feels like we've been doing it for 6 hours.
we've got the special guest coming in, haven't we? So we've got to fucking hurry up.
Yeah.
Somalian pirates, we. Do you want to start? Do I want to start? Oh, if you've never seen the South Park Somalian pirate episode, please go and find it. It's one of the funniest episodes of South Park, and that is saying something because they have knocked out some classic.
Well, I'm just wondering, like, if I wanted to go as a pirate for Halloween this year, but I wanted to make it authentic, how would I dress as a Somalian one?
I'd make better choices than that, homeboy. I think that's a Patreon episode when we show you as a Somalian pirate.
2002 England shirt.
Yeah, a knockoff.
Yeah.
A knockoff Chelsea kit from season 16-17. Yeah, that's the...
We've had Mr. Roy United top.
Do you want to start?
Sure.
Yeah.
Um,
We're going to do a little bit of question tennis. We're changing it up just to, keep it exciting.
who would play you and the other main characters in the movie of your life? Be realistic.
John Malkovich.
Oh, wow. That was quick.
I just thought of a
Does he
ball.
play everyone like Eddie Murphy? John Malkovich playing Esther and Laura.
I'd love to see. Oh. Like a method actor. John Malkovich trying to get in the role of a 4-year-old from Cheshire.
So, yeah, why John Malkovich?
Nah, I just thought of a bald guy.
Oh, I'd go Denzel Washington, me.
Yeah? Is he? That'd be good for your Somalian pirate party.
Cancelled. Yeah, I'd go Denzel Washington for me.
Is he growing up in Dovey?
What?
He's growing up in Dovey.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, young me. Oh, there's got to be a young me as well, hasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a 59-year-old black guy from America, so obviously already 29-year-old Adam Rowe's a reach.
And remember, continuity is important. So you grow up to be a black, cool guy. What do you got?
You gotta, yeah, there's makeup and that though, isn't there? And like CGI. So the kid.
I wonder if, the whole PC culture, would, white chicks, would that stand up now, 10, 15 years later?
But black chicks wouldn't.
No.
Do you know what I mean? If there was two white detectives dressing up as
No,
black
but I mean,
women,
that, yeah. But are black people allowed to white
I don't think
to
me
white
and
up?
you are going to get to do what
No.
the female Ghostbusters did and become two black female cops. Fucking hell, Shaniqua, we got to go get your bad guys.
Adam Rowe, Dan Nightingale in their first ever last film.
Robert Downey Jr. was on Joe Rogan talking about that.
Yeah,
Tropic Thunder. And Robert Downey Jr. was like, yes, it should still be made. Because that one's a bit like on the line, isn't it?
That, it's difficult with Tropic Thunder because they knew what they were doing.
Well, that's why he said it still should be a
It's
thing.
10 years old, that film. They knew that blacking up was totally wrong then, but that's why it's funny, because within the film, that guy is so mental that he genuinely became, in his head, he became a black guy, didn't he? Like, it's you can't, that's almost like ironic, isn't it? That is part of the parody. Like, when was the last time someone actually blacked up? I mean,
Like,
White Chicks is the last time someone whited up.
Yeah.
Is it white up or do you white down? Surely if you black up, you got to come back down. Surely that's...
There's some territory there.
On your own on this one, kid.
I'd say across.
No, isn't it like...
Oh, you white
You
across.
black up,
Adam,
you white down.
get your phone notes out. Pop that one in. Gigs are coming back. You'll need a
Black up, you
closer.
white down. Like
No,
a chill colour chart.
You're white across.
But no, that's... No.
Yeah.
I always think that. Do you know, like when we talk about like, and I don't want to talk too much about it because we've talked about it 1,000 times and it does get boring. Like when people get like upset by a comedian referencing something or you can't joke about that or whatever. I don't know why comedy gets put under that scrutiny. Because like if you watch if I do a joke about homophobia or that talks about something like that, then people go, oh, you're a straight man, you can't talk about that. But if a straight man writes a drama series where someone's getting called...
You're one of the names that you can't say in a podcast. Like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, yeah, that's okay entertainment because it's been dramatised rather than humorised.
Because it's an account of something real. It isn't
always, though.
Yeah, but it's been depicted as part of the drama of like, this actually happened, so we are showing it. That in terms of like racism, like sexism, like domestic violence, like this is a reflection and it's artistic. But then if within stand-up you stray into those conversations, is it just because it looks like spoken word? It looks like you're doing a TED Talk. Like, can people just not detach from like, stand-up's not a proper performance? If it's a play, that's obviously the theatre. These are characters and it's being depicted for drama's sake. And if you're just talking about it, you're like, are you just telling me things? Like, do you know what I mean?
But it is bollocks, though, isn't it? Like, it's bollocks.
But it also...
It's an explanation without being a reason.
Oh, that is an explanation without being a reason. This is where you and I have differed in the past a little bit. I think sometimes comedians try and veil themselves in this invincibility of like, it was a joke.
Oh, yeah. No,
I was joking.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
At some point, you have to be accountable to some of the bullshit you say. If you get stuff wrong, if you misjudge it, and also who decides what is a comedian? Because there's loads of comedians who say things and then they're like way past the line. Like Chappelle is almost beyond reproach, isn't he? Because everyone's like, yeah, Chappelle's great, but then if a lesser comedian did a same joke, everyone would be like, oh, I don't really enjoy that. Like, it's weird how you then decide if you love the comedian or not, if you respect the comedian or not, to almost like that becomes a gauge of what you'll allow them to say. But yeah, film it's almost like it's a different realm of thing completely. Like, oh, you can just account what you want.
Yeah. So John Malkovich, yeah.
Yeah, John Malkovich.
Who would you pick, Carl?
For me?
Yeah. In the film, in my film, who's playing you?
Who's playing me?
Yeah.
Dawn French.
Dawn French?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make it Dawn French.
Why not?
Why not? Denzel Washington's playing me. No, he wants Dawn French to play him.
I think Dawn French has been a dick.
I think he could be played by Moby in my one.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. He's well known for his theatrical roles, isn't he?
Who would you pick for me then? If I
can I have Ross Kemp?
Play you.
Yeah, he's hard, isn't he? Go on, if I can't be Dawn French. Who would you pick?
Joe Pasquale.
Joe Pasquale,
Denzel Washington and Moby in the same film.
I would love to sit down for that script reading. Let's have a would you rather from Jordan. Would you rather wake up fully deaf or fully mute? You do not know sign language or have any warning this is coming. You literally wake up tomorrow and it's happened.
Deaf.
Would you rather wake up fully deaf or fully mute?
Deaf. I don't really listen to you anyway. I just want to be able to say things.
Right.
It won't affect the podcast at all if I can't hear you.
You know, he's joking, but there's about 30% of him who's like, yeah, it's kind of right, though.
I'll wait for your lips to stop moving, and then I'll just say what I was going to say anyway.
Which is what happens anyway.
It's really depressing that this is my... Because there's no gigs, and I know I do show me the sample, but it's not the same. But that is kind of true, and this is my whole artistic like existence. It's just looking over at him and like... Lad, do you remember Alex? And just waiting for me to stop talking so we can do memory lane with Carl. Lad, do you remember Kenny? Got shot twice in the head. It's Alex.
Kenny Mackies.
No, let's not call him that. Let's call him Russell Kane. Fully mute. Do you know if you didn't do podcast or comedy, you'd take mute, wouldn't you? Because you basically can hear, so you can enjoy every facet of life apart from talking. And you can still communicate what you want. You could be just like, oh shit, I've just got to order something at McDonald's.
Down.
You know,
I've got a typewriter.
Just take a speak and spell everywhere.
Yeah, just draw whatever you want. If you muse, don't you?
Pum pum.
But wow, I mean, That'd work really well in a nightclub, wouldn't it? Like, this guy, just for girls, he's a great dancer. He's bought me a drink, and he's such a good listener. Thinking about going back to his, I'm just waiting for him to make a move. All of a sudden, he gets out a crayon and a piece of paper. The line. I don't know what you mean, love. What is it? And he writes pum pum question mark. Heard it when he didn't get the crayon out.
I probably could be a good dancer if I didn't talk so much. Give me more time to concentrate on it.
I don't think you're a good dancer.
I'm not, but I could be.
Guys, I know we keep talking about post-Rona, and I know we talk about gigs and everything. Can't wait to go on a night out with you guys. I just want to see Adam dance.
We don't really. Well, when we've had a bevy, little two-step, innit?
This is home.
Do, 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 do.
You're not a great dancer either, though, are you?
I've had a bevy, I don't care. I'm a two-stepper.
Yeah, just stay in me square.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to try too hard with dancing as well, do you?
No. Are you a dancer or a two-stepper?
I reckon Dan dances
I can
like a bitch.
I can throw a few. It's slowing down. There's less range of movement as I get fatter, but yeah, I do sometimes.
Are you tops off if you've had drugs?
No, never in my life. No.
I had you down as a tops off. You know?
Oh,
Yeah. At a barbecue.
oh,
I could see you in a nightclub just like having a pill or like having a line and just being like, woo!
fuck off. Just a small town boy in a gay club for the first time. Like, oh, these men
If
are
you
touching
ever
me.
do
Fucking
that, just do us a favour and
scallies.
write have a word.
Yeah, yeah.
Just so people can.
Just so when they take the picture of the dead body outside a nightclub in Manchester, it gets us a bit of publicity. No, I'm not, but I do like a bit of a dance. I'm just a big flirt on the dance floor. That's what I do. I have a laugh and have a bit of a flirt.
Yeah.
What's your flirty dance move?
There's no flirty dance
Do
move.
the
I just
rope?
have a bit of crap. Do I do the lasso?
Yeah.
No.
Fishing rod?
What kind of banter have you seen in like
Lacrosse
These are
stick?
classics.
dum dum?
You said you flirt with dance moves. I want to know.
That's why I'm just trying to describe
Do you
what
do the
I'm like on the
gaffer
dance floor. Yeah, I do the gaffer tape. I mime gaffer tape
Hog
and
tape.
I write pum pum question mark and show it around like. I write would you rathers and like show them on the dance like would you rather?
Yeah.
I think because of podcasting and comedy, I go deaf, but your speech goes when you go deaf sometimes.
I reckon we're old enough though that we'll remember how to talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I hope so.
Yeah. Just like don't do it like that because you know you don't talk like that.
Yeah, but you can't hear
It's not how
yourself.
it works, mate.
Doesn't matter. I reckon they're just doing that for attention.
I struggle to speak into this microphone without the headphones.
Have you got one?
Yeah. Would you rather only be able to lie 3 times per week or never be able to tell the truth? So it's only like 3 times a week or you've got to lie all the time.
Oh, you couldn't. I don't know. Parenting and not being able to lie would be fucking horrific because the amount of shit that Etta gets told. Like, why can't I have batteries in that? We don't have batteries. They're literally in the drawer. I just don't want to give you batteries. They're expensive. Go and fucking draw something.
Tell me what you want.
Yeah.
Sugar puffs. Don't know why she's from Newcastle. I want sugar puffs.
Daddy, can I borrow a piece of paper from you? Where does it say pum pum? Have you been at a nightclub?
I want sugar puffs.
Etta, why are you talking like that? I don't know. I've gone deaf. I'm almost sure this is how I spoke before I went deaf. Can you imagine if when you went deaf, you couldn't remember how you spoke and you just gradually like, I was like, you are going to have to use sign language. Hello, my name is Adam Rowe. I have been clinically deaf for 18 months, but it has not affected my speech at all.
I'd rather speak like that than like Brummy.
Right. Fair one.
So what are you saying? You'd be able to lie, never be able to tell the truth?
I've got one that links in from what you just said. How can you not like? Again, we've talked.
You still get 3 a week. You just have to ration them.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go 3 a week.
Yeah.
If you can't lie in life, it's so ridiculous. Like, you want to be an honest person, and I think I am, but like the amount of lying you just do to have a functional, normal day.
Yeah.
Like,
we couldn't do this podcast if I couldn't lie. Imagine the
your
amount of stuff I wouldn't
your
be able to make
relationship
up.
with the truth is just unbelievable. I don't even think you don't think you're lying. It's just part of your like if you pass 2 cars on the motorway, you're like, past 70 cars on the motorway. I'm like, it's just how Adam sees it. I've got loads of emails. How many have you got? You got 43, but in his head he's like, I got 2,500 emails. No.
6,270.
Yeah. It's just, that's how it goes. But it is part of being a good human, is lying a little bit.
Yeah.
Because who needs to be honest all the time? You're just that weird fucker on the spectrum that can't be diplomatic.
I just want you to know, I respect you.
Oh, he's a good little...
Is that a truth or a lie?
Lids. This is from Dan Johnson.
Danny G.
Dan Johnson sends in an email a day now.
He was on fire the other day.
And I'll be honest, he isn't a Hall of Famer, and he has been for a long time. But my God, the quality of his questions, like there'll be one duffer for 6 usable questions. Just as proof of this, I went through my favourite prep this morning and pulled out 3 questions and then didn't even realise I'd put 3 Dan Johnson questions in. And everyone's like, well, why don't you read other questions? Because you're not children. You don't get a turn. It's about whose is the best questions. Dan Johnson's fucking nailing it.
I love how Dan just got really pissed off with something that no
No
one
one
said.
Yeah.
Hey, stop moaning. All right, fucking sick of you jabbering on. I'm reading Dan's questions, and you can just sit and wait.
He says, Eyelids, do you own anything cool that's signed by someone? Or if you don't, what would your dream item of signed memorabilia be? Please don't answer something that's just based on value of the resale. I mean, based on how much you'd be happy with it if you owned it. So do you own... Look at Finn, a Doctor Who fan, nodding away. Oh, yes, actually. David Tennant signed my left testicle. Put a scarf round it and touched me. But he was the Doctor. Have you got anything signed?
No, but to answer that question, it wouldn't be Doctor Who, it'd be John Lennon, 100%. That'd be mine, yeah. I think that's priceless for me. I've only got one tattoo and it's the Beatles, and I'm just mad about it.
That's fucking mad. I didn't know that.
Oh, I didn't.
Were they a band?
I think so.
I know they were a band.
One of your lies. One of your lies. Carl?
What would I have?
Yeah.
I'd have the keg from the episode Dresses on 2 Points of Lager, and I'd get Will Mellor and Ralph Little to sign it.
I'd like that.
Oh,
That's a fucking
that'd
great
be...
shout.
Yeah, that'd be...
Yeah.
Cool. If from your favourite TV show.
Our favourite scene from our favourite show. And yeah.
Or I'd have Joey's fridge from Friends.
Yeah.
Signed.
Yeah, that would be real. Do you actually own anything signed?
That Bill Burr poster behind me in the studio is signed.
Yeah, that's the one.
Nice. We've got a signed picture of Kevin Webster, a signed picture of Mother Teresa.
Macho Man Randy Savage is absolutely
I've
not
got
real
a signed
signature.
pair of goalie gloves by John Fashanu. I'm sure that's worth a lot.
He wasn't a goalkeeper.
I know,
was he?
but I just had some goalie gloves on me. That was
You just had some goalie
I had
gloves
some
on you,
goalie
you're
gloves
like,
on me.
well-
I was like, it's football. It's related.
You're not going to get his
No,
signature.
no, can't turn that down.
Neil Fairbrother signed my face. He's a Lancashire cricketer, and I didn't have anything for him to sign. I was about 13 at the time, just
you
going through
went
puberty,
face.
had spots, gave him a pen, and he could have been nice about it and be like, mate, I'm not signing your face. And he really went for it, and it fucking hurt.
I've got
nothing. I don't think I've got anything signed.
I've got a piece of paper from the day after Rooney scored that goal against Arsenal. Do you know the goal?
When he was 16.
He was 16, yeah, and he went into
fucking looping.
My brother's wife works in a hospital where he went to get like medicals or whatever. And she was like, "Oh, my brother-in-law's an Everton fan, so it says to Carl, best wishes, Wayne Rooney." Got that? That's quite cool.
Yeah.
Before he was famous.
I don't really I understand the signing thing, but I don't really care about it.
It's old, isn't it? It's an old
Do you know what I mean?
thing now.
That poster, I'd still like just as much if Bill Burr hadn't put a squiggle on it.
And
Do you know
also,
what I mean?
the squiggles, not it. The squiggle, like you supported him is the special thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The squiggle's just an. People have to get a photograph to prove that something's been signed. For authentication, you have to be like, here's the poster, there's the signature, and here's this to certify that it is real. I'm like, just get a fucking picture. But then again, I suppose they sell that on, don't they? Old school, that was what you did. If you saw a celebrity, like, oh, can I have your autograph? If you get famous now, God, you'd miss those days. When the 25th person in your day goes, can I have a selfie? And you've just gone for a fucking loaf of bread and you feel like shit. Yeah. Like, no wonder celebrities become recluses. Like, and just go, I'm not going out. I'm going to get someone to be my personal assistant and just go and do shopping for me because they just don't want to deal with people. Back in the day, like, just writing a signature, if you felt like shit, like, who cares?
Yeah, it's like...
The selfie thing's annoying.
It is.
Not for me. I'm not fucking famous. But I imagine if you're a superstar.
I've seen it happen to Paul Smith a lot. Like, if we've mentioned this before, if me and Carl go on a night out, or certainly before you went away when we were going out, well, at all... It's once an hour, every 2 hours, someone will stop me and whatever, and it starts doing your head in a bit because we're just trying to have a night out. I'm always as polite as possible. Paul Smith, it's every 5 yards.
Yeah.
Especially on a night out, because that's his clientele as well as...
Coming out of hot water, he has to go through the fire exit, and if one person catches him... he's so kind, and he starts doing it, and I don't even say bye, Paul. Like, usually be like, all right, see you, part there. No, nice one. I'll just leave it, I'm out.
Yeah. I like doing it.
But every night, every time.
Yeah.
10, 15 people.
You have to sort of remember that, like, you know, the reason his bank account looks the way it does is because of those people.
Don't get me wrong. If you're outside where you do your thing that you're famous for and you're a wealthy celebrity, that's par for the course. I just think at fucking 7:15 at the middle of winter when you've nipped the co-op, oh, God, can you imagine?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think people have to sometimes just accept the fact that they're going to be told no. Do you know what I mean?
I've just seen so-and-so.
Yeah, don't be that cunt.
Yeah.
Like, if you're coming out of hot water or a theatre, you've just done a show in, or if you're on a night out with your friends and someone stops you and goes, can I have a picture? You're on a night out. If you're of public interest at all, I'm talking from the very low level that maybe I'm at up until fucking a superstar. Like, you've got to accept that the odd person might know who you are. There's a chance that they've bought a ticket to see you before. They've downloaded your show. They've listened to your podcast, to the Patreon. You've got to go, I've chose this life, and if someone wants to take a picture with me, I sort of see that as part and parcel of the job. But if I'm hungover in fucking Sayers or Greg's, and I've got like mealed up and I'm all fucked, and you're like, can I have a picture? You've got to understand that I don't want that picture to exist.
But
I don't want to remember this moment.
Most people get that, but so many people are weird about like, oh, you're a person and I can... They just don't care about like the human element of like, you clearly don't want to have your picture taken at that point.
Yeah.
We've had quite a few when went shopping before lockdown.
Yeah.
We got about 4 or 5 patrons stop us in town shopping.
We're
but
in
that's
the
fine.
city centre.
Yeah, like, it's great.
It's nice and it's
lovely to see like people like, because they're all really nice, respectful people. But
no one's asking for a photo if they don't like you.
No.
It is nice, but like I do think if you are having a bad day, like that's something for sort of, I suppose, people who are watching who, I'm not talking about us, but if they've got sort of people they like and they follow or whatever, you don't ever really know what day they're having. A, they could be hungover. B, they might be feeling really unattractive. They might not have had a shower. Their fucking dog might have just died. Someone might have just been putting on. You never know what mood someone's in. And I guarantee most people who are of any public interest will be, on an average day, will be dead sound if you ask them for a picture of some sort.
Yeah.
But if they are a bit, mate, I can't do that today. Obviously, if someone's dead rude and goes, oh, no, fuck off, I've got no time for that, then yeah, they're being a bit of a dick. But there's probably a reason. If someone's like, not today, mate, I'm too busy, or like, they might be making an excuse because they're just not in the mood to have their picture taken.
I'm a big fan of chasing fame for the thing that you do. So only put yourself in place. I'm talking complete bollocks because I'm not in this position, but if you're famous for what you do, like that's fame that's totally it's directly related to you getting to do what you do. but just fame for the sake of it, like going on any TV show that doesn't help sell things just because you want to be a celebrity and being in the fucking tabloid newspaper because you're part of that culture. Like Radiohead are one of the biggest bands of the last 25 years in this country, and they've made millions, and they are hugely respected, and they play like arenas all around the world. You could walk past them on the fucking street. Tom York is fairly famous, but Johnny Greenwood, like you could literally walk past him on the street because they have never chased a fame that is about just being famous.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful level to get at. So if they get stopped in a fucking co-op, you know you're dealing with a Radiohead fan. Someone goes, excuse me, are you Johnny Greenwood? And he's like, yeah, I am. He's going to be like, nice one, sound. Because for the rest of his week, no one's fucking bothering him. It's a difficult one when your face is fucking everywhere. And I've seen people, these are my least favourite cunts, who see a fan of someone go, oh my God, Paul Sinnar, I've seen this happen. We're fans. I told my wife that you were on tonight, and can I have a picture? And Paul's like, yeah. And then a guy goes, oh, are you that guy? All right, can I ever get a picture as well? Oh, I don't really know who you are, but I want to show my wife.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
You're a fucking adult, you rat. Like, I think you're in a position where you're going up the league table now. There's a way of being famous that isn't just like fucking throw yourself everywhere so that people are like...
I actively piss my agent off sometimes when they're like, do you want to audition for this thing or this show, this new panel show on? And I'm like, I don't like the sound of it. Like, I've always thought, like, not when I started. When I started, I was a bit different. I was young and naive. But, like, in the past few years, I've thought, especially as a comedian, I was talking about this with my dad yesterday, actually, because, like, I suppose we can say a bit of news. We're looking at getting a second studio space that we can do some other projects in here. And my dad was like, do you know what I think you should do? Should think about? He was like, I love what you do with Have a Wedding App, but there'll be people who don't, and you want to be trying to get everyone, you know what I mean, for your tour shows and that. Why don't you try and do something really family friendly? And I went, because then they'll come and see me on tour and they'll hate it. There's no point doing something that gets you either the wrong fans or loses your fans. There's no point me going on, we're talking about it on Patreon, I think, I'm a celebrity. Because you've got to be Mr. Family Friendly happy guy. And that's just not who I am.
It's 9-year-olds, 11-year-olds sat there with the mum and dad watching you.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to do the childish panel show on E4 where we're all throwing guns at each other. We're all in our fucking late 20s, early 30s.
When I saw Manford on the Alan Titmore show 15 years ago, I was like, to be fair with Jason, he is trying to be a bit more mainstream.
Oh, he's trying to be very mainstream, Jason.
And I suppose he always has been, but like, who is watching daytime television? Like, you've got to look at like when my old agent went, we've got you an audition with CBBC. I was like, what the fuck are you on about? What, am I going to be the new Mr. Tumble? And then go and close the frog with my bit about fucking threesomes? Like, it's got to make sense.
Yeah, it's the difference between wanting to be something and wanting to be famous, isn't it? Like, I want to be a comic and a good one.
You want success, you don't want fame. Kind of.
It's not even, success, I suppose. It's a weird thing to say you want, but like, I just want to be good. And I feel like if you're good at something, success will come if you do the things to make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't just want to be that guy who's on everything and then they come and see me on tour and it's just fine.
Yeah, and also you can't be on here and our whole deal is like, you know, we're doing comedy that you can't do on TV. Like, and then it's difficult to then go down the gears and be like, hey, I'm doing warm up for Gok Wan. Like this is working. We found a lane. You can't then be like Mr. Saturday Night. And I also think with the whole like getting autographs and getting things signed, once you've met a few people like Bill Burr and he's played the Albert Hall, I don't give a fuck if a person has signed a thing. I don't care. Because I've sat in rooms like with amazing comedians, and in my head, there's a bit of me going, yeah, maybe I would like a picture to show my mate who's a fan of Ramesh or whatever. But I'm not asking fucking Ramesh for a picture because I'm his colleague tonight, and you'll look more of a bellend in that room than. So I don't know. There are some sports people though that if they signed something for me, P.S. The whole autograph thing, if it's been done randomly and you just get given it, couldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I want it signed. Like, there are some sports people. Like, if you got a Steven Gerrard fucking to Adam, I know you're a big red, I'd be
like
impressed with that.
Yeah.
I really like Larry Fitzgerald that plays for the Cardinals. When I saw this question, I was like, randomly, I would love him to sign something for me. I don't know why I watched his. Like,
it has to be exotic, that's why.
Right, yeah.
Like, Steven Gerrard thing isn't that... You could probably get one today if he tried hard enough.
I almost certainly could get Steven Gerrard to sign something.
So, like, it has to be something like...
Wouldn't it be annoying if it was a Rangers top? It's like...
I kind of find that funny, though.
Yeah, I also like the
Do you know what I
idea.
mean?
Like, if you...
I love the fact that Finn has got
Holy
goalkeeper
shit.
gloves signed by a centre forward.
Do you know what? I'm not joking. If I got a signature of Faustino Asprilla, I'd be so fucking happy.
What if I get him to sign the picture of me and him?
There was a player for Watford called Tommy Mooney, and I watched him play in the early 90s for Watford. I would love a Tommy. He was from Middlesbrough, played for Watford for about 4 or 5 years, and I would love something signed by him for me. Like that would mean more than any like famous footballer now to me. Also, I'm nearly 40. What the fuck am I going to... Oh my God! Marcus... Like someone... Is it Rashford? Is it Marcus?
Rashford.
Yeah, if he signs something, he's 23.
He's a kid.
Am I getting fucking excited about someone 17 years younger than me? Not that he isn't an exceptional human being, because he is, but... Tommy Mooney, anyone who knows Tommy Mooney, I've worked out that's who I like.
Should we have another break?
Yes. I was really enjoying that.
We can do a couple more questions when we come back before we close off with a have a word.
Special guest
as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Special. What's happening, guys? Are you on board the CBD oil train yet? Whether you are or you aren't, you should head to supremecbd.uk, one of the official sponsors of the Have a Word podcast, and get yourself some premium CBD oil product. From gummy bears to the oil itself, this stuff has got a million uses. It can help with anxiety, it can help you sleep, it can help with aches and pains. It's really, really brilliant. It's been helping me and a lot of other people. Now, if you go to supremecbd.uk and use the special promo code WORD, that's WORD, you get 30% off everything you order, and they slide us a little bit of money for sending you their way. That's how sponsorship works. They sponsor the podcast, we push you their way. It's a money game, baby, but you're gonna get money off your CBD. And what's better than money off? Nothing. Go get it. supremecbd.uk.
We're here to work hard, not jibber jabber about bullshit. No. This is a place of work. Okay? And I want to see some fucking good podcasting. In 3, 2, what? Oh, we're already live. Okay, banter.
Did you see the Mr. Potato Head thing?
No, I did not see the Mr. Potato Head thing. Why don't you tell us what it is?
So,
there's no guest.
Shabby Valley.
I'm not lit.
You're not lit?
Oh, no, he's not lit.
Oh, my God. You look
Don't
so
unplug your light. He hates that
God.
light, doesn't he?
You know what? Why'd you turn it off, ever?
Just ended up giving me a headache.
Finn doesn't know where it is.
Just a little
warmer,
switch.
Warmer, not warm, cold, warm, hot, colder, hot.
Like a virgin
hot,
trying to find a clit.
Hot.
You take the bars off.
It's here somewhere.
Fucking hell.
Did you find the cliff first time?
She's trying to find it. He's just fingered a girl's ear. Never mind, find the clip. What?
Did you find the cliff first time?
I just don't think it's that hard.
It is.
It's the big nubbit.
It's the man in the boat. You know what I mean?
The man in the boat.
In the pod.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it like that. Little fucking
if you look at it like a little boat.
Like the little Lurpak advert.
If it's like a little boat, like this.
Yeah.
Right. This is a pussy, right? Like a little boat. It's the little fucking ball fella at the top, innit?
Yeah. Pussy.
I hope he has a daughter one day.
Yeah.
And then he has that awful moment with a toddler when she's like, Daddy, I need the toilet. Have you wiped your pussy?
Oh.
You don't call your daughter's vagina a pussy.
You literally
You call it a minky moo.
Can we? I'll pay you money from here on in to refer to vaginas as minky moos. It's weird. It's not normal, but it's better than you being like, in the pussy. The fucking pussy. Oh,
a
mate.
minky moo does sound like a boat.
It sounds like a fucking...
Yeah. She sailed upon the Minky Moo.
A Minky Moo. It sounds like a child's lollipop. Do you want a Minky Moo? What flavour Minky Moo do you want? Strawberry or chocolate?
It's minute milk, innit?
Fish. It's a bit fishy, innit? I find me.
Oh, all right.
So, Mr. Potato Head.
Can you imagine if a girl went, Adam, I want you. You're fucking sexy. I want you to fuck me, but before you do, lick me Minky Moo.
Like, get it out, girl.
Do you like me Minky Moo? Yeah. Ironically, not hairy. Go on.
Do you like it
Stop
when a
checking your fucking phone.
I was turning it off. Do you like it when a woman sits on your face?
No context, dead easy. Bam. Our woman.
Our woman.
Do you know?
Just on the bus.
I think.
There's no seats,
Can you get
love.
on this?
Tell you what, this is why I prefer sunbathing round the pool. Because at the beach, these women are fucking animals. Right. I think it's one of those things that I do like a bit of. I quite enjoy the pornography of the face sit. And I am intrigued by the pegging porn. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fucking
And I consider
fifth of a beer and he's opening up.
oh yeah, because I'm a closed book normally. But I don't know if I'm that enamored by the doing of it. You know, like, oh God, a girl sat in my face and you're there, you're like, blah, 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 blah.
Doing a Freddie Quinn impression.
You know when you've got to move a cheek for breathing, like...
I can't breathe through my nose either.
Oh, wow. It's dangerous, isn't it? Yeah. Do you have to tap out? Like, you've got...
I have to use a fanny like an airbag. Just keep blowing into... You know, like a paper bag when someone's having a panic attack. That's what I do.
Stop doing that, Adam. I'm inflating.
Tap out like Khabib.
Yeah, like you've got you in a fucking... An arm bar.
Don't go in it.
And then the pegging stuff, I watch that, I'm like, oh, that's a bit fun to look at. But I just can't see myself being like, babe, tonight, strap it on. Yeah? I just can't see it.
I don't want to do the pegging and I don't like watching it either.
You like watching men get bummed by women?
Just recently, it's just ticked over into, I found myself in that lane the other night. Yeah. I find myself, it's literally like, you know when you go to the supermarket and you're like, what pudding do I fancy tonight? And then you're like, oh, cheesecake, vanilla, you know, it's like, sometimes with porn I'm like that, I'm like, oh, there's some banging, spanking tonight. And I go and have a little look for a spank. Do I want to spank women? No. Do I want to be spanked? Absolutely not. But I do kind of like watching it.
Not a spanker, no?
What?
Yeah. Not a spanker?
No. I'm a comedian, Carl. I don't think I can get myself that deep into a role play to be like, naughty girl.
No, you don't have to say it, but you give them a good belt. Like,
yeah, you hit them hard enough so they know if they've been naughty. You don't need to spell it out.
You, honestly, if you can get through this life without having to get rid of one dead body, you've had a win. I genuinely feel like at some point somebody's going to die in your life and it's going to be your fault.
So did you see the Mr. Potato Head story?
Like bukkake. Like bukkake.
I love a bukkake.
Do you? In the morning? Coffee? Not for me, love. How do you like?
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
But I just think
sometimes poor girl looking like a fucking painter's radio.
But I also like the other one, the reverse.
Lesbian bukkake.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
That's very like that's meant to be quite degrading for the man, but I can watch that.
It's not degrading to be covered in pussy juice. I laughed because I was about to say pussy juice.
No.
I knew it was gonna.
No, what have you promised? Minky Moo juice.
Oh.
Minky Moo juice. It sounds like milk. I feel like it's important for clarity to let everyone know these are our first beers.
So,
Mr. Potato.
When a woman's sitting on your face, do you have a wank while it's happening?
Why can't she do it?
Well, where are your hands?
She's fucking
Well,
intense.
where are your hands?
She's down there.
What, so you literally...
Try and come on her back.
No. What? Yep.
When a woman sat on my face, I'm sat
That's just
like
like a-
I'm going down a toboggan run.
So basically, she sat on your face and you're wanking. So it's basically just like wanking with breathing difficulties, isn't it?
That's just
Which
wanking,
is,
isn't
The asthma wank.
yeah, that's what I do anyway.
it? Can we invent a sex move?
Can we invent a sex move?
Yeah.
I think I just have, haven't I?
What's it called? The wank toboggan.
Watch your back. The watch your back.
No, have you ever
Can
done
we try the
No,
watch
have you
your
ever
back?
done the propeller? You ever done the propeller where you lie down, erection, a woman lies on top of you, closes her legs around your penis, you don't insert into the vagina, you just and her
Fucking
legs
thighs.
and then you spin them. You spin them. That's called the propeller. Anyone?
Is that a real thing?
No, I thought we were just making up sex positions.
Yeah, we should. The propeller. Don't try this at all.
Carl, let's make up sex positions. I make one up. Is that real?
It was just so quick.
I was just trying to think
Try,
about.
what would the Mbemwe be?
No, Carl. No sex position that we create here should involve a imaginary small dead African child. And that's just, I don't know what you and Sarah could get up to. Mr. Carl.
What about the...
That'd be a weird role play, wouldn't it? Serica plays an Ethiopian orphan, and I play Lenny Henry.
Red Cross.
Have you ever had a red nose wank?
I just feed her. Give her some water.
What about the where's me socks? It's where she like lies and puts her head over the bed like she's looking under the bed for socks, and you're just under there with your dick out, and she sucks your dick.
You're under the bed
That's happened, that. That has fucking happened
Yeah.
in
with
your
an
life.
erection.
With an erection. And she's
Do you know,
where's me socks? I don't know where your socks are, love, but here's me fucking bellend.
I don't. Here's me Bellan. Where's your Minky Moo? Here's my Tommy J. I don't think you thought that role play through, because that's essentially you waiting under a bed with an erection, and that makes you sound like a bad pedo, doesn't it? Like,
No.
Let's do a role play where you're in bed and I'm underneath it like a monster.
Another one, the monster.
The monster's ink.
go to sleep, babe.
The monster's dick.
You go to sleep, babe, and I'll just start scratching under the bed. And you'll be like, what's that? And I'll be like, it's me.
It's the trap
Fuck
cat.
me.
I'm in the walls.
Another expedition.
What would the Green Mile be?
The Green Mile.
Oh. Tired now, boss. That's when
It's when she just goes to bed. Tired now, boss. Night, night.
That's when you finish in her mouth and she goes, it just flies off. Sorry, everyone. There's no guest.
Is that what the Pet Shop Boys are named
It's when you
after?
tie her to a chair and electrocute her, but with like sex toys.
Nope, that's not a position, that's murder. There you go.
Do you know what the Pet Shop Boys are named after? The sex move.
The Pet Shop Boys.
So the band,
Aren't they
the
a
Pet
band?
Shop Boys.
Yeah.
Well, it's two men, isn't it?
Right.
Do you know what that move is?
No.
Genuinely,
Google it.
I know they're gay, aren't they? They're famously, the Pet Shop Boys are gay.
Yeah.
Oh, they are.
I didn't know that was just thought it was a name. I didn't know the Pet Shop was a
It doesn't
position.
involve puppies, does it?
No, it involves. What I know of it, it involves mice and
The bottom.
and tunnels,
Yeah.
and they run up the bum and
It's
that.
the Richard Gere in it.
Oh, yeah, Richard Gere got done like shagging a hamster or something, didn't he?
Yeah, not shagging though, is it? Did the hamster consent?
So there's a thing this week on Twitter about Mr. Potato Head.
Oh yeah, Mr. Potato Head. Mate, get to the fucking point with this. Jesus Christ, Cole, you're all over the shop.
Did you not see it?
No.
There's a thing that came out and people were like, Hasbro have said Mr. Potato Head is no more. It's just Potato Head. Because they want it to be gender inclusive.
Neutral.
Yeah.
And then
that
there was a
makes sense.
day of angry white men going, this is a disgrace on Twitter. And then about 9 o'clock last night, Hasbro came out and went, that's absolute bollocks. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head are still a thing. And then
It was just
someone had just come out and...
Yeah, people do it all the time.
But it was like it was a widely reported thing. It wasn't like a rumour. It was like, oh, this is happening.
I mean, the Daily Mail online live for that fucking article, don't they? have you seen that Mr. Potato Head because of PC culture? Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, the amount of articles now where it's like, people are calling for Hasbro to make Mr. Potato Head gender neutral. And it's just one Twitter account of someone who's bored going, it should be.
Yeah.
People's arguments was it's a fucking potato. Like, why are you trying to...
Yeah.
Why are you asked?
And also, Mr. Potato Head very easily cross-dresses as well. I don't know if you've ever used a Mr. Potato Head. You can whack anything in anything, can't you? You can give him his wife's handbag. You can give him his own handbag, lips.
Well, that was the point. It was
like,
a potato and you buy the whatever you want with it.
Just
Have you ever dressed up in women's clothes?
Good question. Thanks for asking. No.
No? Never been tempted? I haven't.
I think I put eyeliner on once. No, I don't know what. I've worn girlfriend's knickers before.
Have you?
But it's not sexy, is it? You're like, I've got your knickers on. It's so small. Again, you're a comedian. Yeah. Like, there's a limit of how sexy I can ever be without being like, like, my wife and I, our relationship is built on us having a laugh. It's very hard to be sexy properly without being like, you fucking dick. So I don't know, like, it's just not sexy.
Would you ever put a dress on?
What? For
like
what?
Just in the afternoon, you live with your missus, she's out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not a sex thing, you're just wearing women's clothing.
Yeah,
just to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't know whether I would, but I can understand the, like, let's have a look.
Why not? But if I put it on.
See if I'm fit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you've got too much confidence from that female mock-up someone did on Twitter when they made you into Jennifer Rowe. I don't think that's what you look like. Why? You'd need...
But it is literally me, though.
Yeah.
With a woman's face.
Oh, yeah.
There's been a few of those filters.
Anything about Mr. Potato Head? Oh, you've done it.
Done it.
There's been a few of those filters where you put, like, your face through a filter and it becomes a woman, and every time you do it with me, I swear to God, I'd shag her.
Yeah, but you'd shag you.
I wouldn't.
Why?
Far too much.
Yeah, you do.
Ready? We're going to do some have a words, as is our God-given right. It's time to have a word. We're out of my band. There's a moment of problem to have with your friend. So we've got 3 have a words. I put out a back call for some have a words. If you've got any questions, domestic disputes, you'd like some advice from Adam, he gives bad advice. You'd need anything from us, any correspondence. Would you?
What do you mean bad advice? Name one bit of bad advice I've ever given.
Oh, I can't remember. You're right. haveawordpod@gmail.com. Got any questions? Would you rathers? Anything you want to ask the lids? Haveawordpod@gmail.com. However, we end every show with a have a word. We can have a word with something that's pissing you off, a celebrity that's pissing you off, a thing that people do, your family members, your partner, even yourself. And we don't get loads of great ones, but we do one every episode. So play the numbers, you might get one on. We've got 3 here, crackers. Now, we've got no guest because the rat cancelled. So we're going to close off with some have a words. This is from H.
Steps?
Yes, H from Steps. As I wrote from H, I would have put every penny I have on you going from Steps. I literally knew you were going to do it. It was great. And I actually thought it might be Carl that did it.
No, I knew it'd be him.
So this is from a girl. I didn't want to say her name because she didn't say if she wanted to be anonymous or not. But she put, all right, lids, might need you to have a word with me. Been seeing this lad for a year now. Oh, God, it's got this feel, hasn't it? Been seeing this lad for a year now. He's had commitment issues since the day we met. Red flag. But has slowly but surely started to warm to me. How romantic. I've worn him down. Being with him is driving me round the bend because I just want to settle down and he's not ready for it yet. I've never met his family or friends. What are your thoughts? Why is he still on the fence after a year? Shall I fuck it off? That's from H. Adam?
Well, I went round to my girlfriend's house on Christmas Day 3 weeks after I met her. I met her mum and dad.
Yeah.
You did.
So yeah. I, like, you know what I mean?
H, mate, you've emailed in and honestly, I feel bad for you, but you know, don't you? Yeah, I've never met his family. As soon as you've written that sentence, you know.
Are they definitely alive?
Are you bonking him? And then he's like, no, just, I do really like you. I just don't want to go out in public with you or be seen by my friends or family. If you could just stay in this emotional cupboard while I stick my penis in you once in a while, it's bad news, isn't it?
I would
even if
say,
he's fit,
though,
even if you
I
really
would say,
like him.
though, just a little thing. It has been a weird year.
It's true.
You know what I mean? If there's any year where you could go a full year of dating someone without meeting their family and friends, it would be 2020/1.
He might be a secret agent.
He might be. He might be a murderer.
Is it just me? Like, I really like being in relationships with people that definitely like me.
Yeah.
I never got that thing of like, wear them down. You've asked them to marry you 4 times. Ask them a 5th time. Isn't it nice to be with someone who's like, I think you're great. I'm like, brilliant.
Yeah, I need constant appraisal.
In every walk of life he goes
If I put the toilet seat down and you don't notice, I'll never do it again.
It's tricky, innit? Because you fall in love with who you fall in love with. But your head is, you know, in like the heart wants what it wants. But in life, if you only ever act on that, you are going to end up in situations where objectively you know someone's being a bell sniff and you're like, oh, I really like him though. You've got to sort of think practically. I think this guy, even if he's not a cunt, this doesn't sound fun, mate. Does it? Like,
It's just a bit weird.
he's just not into it,
Like,
is he?
if you're a year in, like, it sounds like she can't really even talk to him about it. And if you're a year in, he should be, like, at least talking. Like,
Yeah.
if you're dating someone for a year, I would be so excited to introduce that person to my family and friends. Like, once I really like someone, I want them to meet me mates. I want my mates to go, she's good there. Keep that one around. I want them to meet me family and me family to like them and them to like me family.
I went on one
want it
date
to
with
all
Laura.
work.
One date with Laura, and then went to the New Zealand Comedy Festival for 2.5 weeks, and we Skyped nearly every day because I've got no chill. And I was like, she's great. I really like her, and I think she likes me. I was at the other side of the world and Skyping a girl I'd been on one date with. Like, I've got no chill. If I'm in, I'm in.
I haven't told the story on this yet of me and Sam. Have I on the second time I met her when you were there?
We spoke about it on a Patreon.
But I don't think we did.
No, we skirted round it because we
Yeah.
spoke about the circumstance rather than the actual.
Oh, on the night time,
Yeah.
and she was behind you.
Yeah. So I know you know
That's
it,
a
but I'll
great
sort of
story.
tell the patron. So I'd gone on a date with Sam. And before that had happened, obviously, any long-time listeners know I split up with a long-term girlfriend towards the end of last year, like in August, I think it was. And just before I went out with Sam, I'd said to Carl, I don't want anything serious for a while. I'm just going to see a few different people, be honest with them all, and just fucking chill. And I went on one date with Sam and went, no.
Yeah.
Let's see where that one goes. And that was on the Thursday. On the Sunday night, we had nothing to do, and this was when things were sort of semi-open. So me, Carl, my little brother, and my little brother's mate, we went to town to have a game of table tennis. We watched Liverpool play Villa.
No.
It was Villa.
Was it? It
Liverpool
was a Sunday, wasn't it?
It's not pertinent. Go on.
Liverpool played Aston Villa.
No,
I
it
think.
wasn't Villa because you got beat 7-2 by Villa, and I definitely remembered that.
No, but we played them again. Anyway,
Great fucking interlude.
and then we went to the only bar that was still left open that we knew of, and our mate happens to run it. And as we're coming in, I knew that the girl I'd been on a date with, Sam, was out with her mates, and that she had been in this bar earlier. And she was saying, oh, we might be going somewhere else or whatever. And then as we come in, you have to check your coats. There's like a weird no coat policy in there. You have to check your jacket in and just be in your shirt. So as we're checking our coats, and she's coming down the stairs to go to the toilet. And I was like, hi, right, I've met this girl once. And we've spoke every day, but I've met her once, do you know what I mean? She's on a night out with her mates. And so...
Was it just by chance that she was there?
I knew she'd been in there earlier.
Right.
I didn't know quite the details of what, like... So we go in, and there was one table left in the whole place, and we get sat on it. So we're on like this tall stool, and it's a nightclub, but because of the restrictions at the time in December, you've all got to stay at your tables. It's not like you can just find a space in the bar. This is your table. You sit there. So I'm sort of sat here. My little brother's sat there. Carl's facing me, and the toilet is over there. So I'm sort of checking over my shoulder. Carl goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm going to see where she goes, where she's sat." And then I'll go over, say hello, maybe buy her and a mate some drinks. And then I'll come back and then it's done. Takes the awkward thing out the way. I've been a nice guy and whatever. And he goes, all right. So then I look over my shoulder and she's coming back from the toilet and she's sat there. She's literally right behind me. And on that night out, she was with 4 other girls and 1 lad who was a boyfriend of one of the girls. And I hadn't seen any of this and I'm just getting a bit nervous and I'm looking at her and she looked fucking gorgeous. And I was saying, gosh, fit. I want to go and talk to her. And he was like, just shut up. I was like, it's so awkward. It looks like I've asked to be sat here. And he was like, I guarantee you. He was just trying to calm me down because he could see I was like nervous and anxious because it looked so weird to anyone. And he went, I guarantee you she'll be happy that this has happened. You've bumped into someone you've been on a good date with. I promise you it'll be fine. And we just sat there and I was like, I'll go over in like 5 minutes. And then she went, Adam, come here. So I went and sat down and what had happened is the lad who was with one of the girls is a fan of this. And he didn't know she'd been on a date with me or anything like that. She'd mentioned to a couple of her mates, maybe, I went on a date on Thursday. She hadn't said I'd gone on a date with and give any specifics. Yeah. So she'd sat down after being in the toilet for 5 minutes. And that lad, as she sat down, went, you're not going to believe who sat behind us. It's the comedian Adam Rowe. And she went, I went on a date with him on Thursday. And he went, fuck off. And she was like, tap him and ask him. And he was like, no, I'm not fucking tapping him and asking him. Fucking stupid, trying to make me look stupid. So that's when she'd gone, Adam, come and sit here. So I went and sat down. She's like, what the fuck going on? What the fuck's going on?
Nice.
Yeah. And then we ended up in a very illegal lock-in that night.
Oh, no. But we're on our way out of it.
As we were left there, a mate of mine who runs a bar, like a couple of streets away, he was just stood outside the bar he runs, and I was like, oh, I'm going home. And he was like, do you want to come in here? I'm letting like 30 people.
Yeah, there's been Rona. It's been the shittest year ever. Yeah. Like if they were like, I've got a shed. Do you want to come in here? I've got 4 cans of lager. I'd be like, yep. Sounds fucking great. And I got not all new relationships can be like that.
Just to illustrate the difference between this guy and me, that night I got very drunk, and I don't remember doing this, but I know for a fact I did it because she told me, and she's definitely not lying. Apparently I said to her, look, cards on the table. I'm not going to see anyone else, but if you want to at this stage, you can, but I will be devastated.
No chill. No chill whatsoever.
Fucking worked though, didn't it?
I told my sister after the second date when I got back from New Zealand, I think she's the one. You know, we were engaged about fucking 10 months later. Romance doesn't always work like that. I've been in some awkward situations, but mate, you deserve someone who likes you properly and treats you like that. This is where lads can be bad. All people can be bad.
They don't shag you.
They can say one thing, can't they? Like behind the scenes, they can say whatever, like, oh, I do really like you. But people's actions count for a lot.
Actions speak louder than words.
So just do yourself a favour. You deserve to be liked by someone that you like. Next one. We're going to do a few here. All right, fellas. Love the pod. All right, fellas. Concentrate. Concentrate. ADHD. Love the pod. Can you have a word with my mate Brandon for being such a wet sap? He was messaging a girl a week before she said she was interested. He then started sending presents to her house and telling her that he loves her. She then started messaging me and didn't say any of this had happened, so I had no idea. I've now been seeing her, and it's going quite well. He found out and wasn't happy, understandably. I've apologised, though, and thought we'd moved on like adults. He's now saying that I'm dead to him and just being a big girl's blouse about it. How fucking old is Ash from Hull? He's being a big girl's blouse about it. Should we not just move on since we're not children? He's also a Tory rat, so this probably has done me a favour, so I don't have to be associated with him. That's a great final dig there, Ash from Hull. So basically, his mate Brandon is a right drama queen when it gets into getting into girls. Very dramatic, all in. This girl has been messaging him. Ash didn't know a fucking thing about it, and now Brandon has seen his arse to the extent that he's like, you're dead to me. Are we having a word? Who are we having a word with? Right. I mean, Brandon's a fanny here, mate, isn't he?
Ash didn't know that Brandon was into this girl.
I suppose we've always got to take these at face value. We're always, like, to be fair, Brandon, if you're watching this, you might have a different side of the story, and we would love to hear your side of the story. haveawordpod@gmail.com. But according to Ash, it's innocent. This girl has had a few messages off Brandon, but then messaged Ash. They've started seeing each other, and it's going well. And now Brandon has been like, how dare you, sir? You can't. You're bound.
She's not his.
No, she isn't. But we need more information. For me to have a word with someone here, I need to interview the suspects. Because if she knew that they were mates and was messaging both of them, that's offside.
Yeah, but messaging a girl doesn't mean she can't also message someone else.
No,
it's
but
fucking 2021.
No, it doesn't. But like, put it this way: if I was into a girl and we were talking, and she knew I was best mates with Carl, and Carl was single as well, and then she started messaging him, and they ended up together.
That doesn't look good.
Like I'd hate that girl then, and that would then taint our friendship.
But by the way, Brandon, that's not Ash's fault, is it?
No.
So be pissed off with his missus. I mean, there are loads of relationships where lads have to deal with partners they don't like. Fuck me, we get enough messages about it. But it's not your mate's fault. He's done nothing wrong. I love the thing. He's like, he's also a fucking Tory rat, so this has probably done me a favour. I love it how you've just put a gig. Who the fuck is a young Tory in Hull?
No. How can you be a Tory in Hull? How can you look at Hull and go...
Mate, I find that there's nothing more suspicious to me than a young Conservative. Like, honestly.
Who's talking to you?
I think it's attention seeking, me.
Like it's a contrarianism thing.
Yeah.
Unless,
especially on Twitter.
This is where I sort of see, it depends where you've grown up and what you've grown up in and around. If you're from Hull, there's like Hull Collegiate that my brother-in-law teaches at. That's quite a well-to-do private school. But you're still from Hull. So, like, just because your parents are Tories, how are you, like, fair enough, you've got a nice upbringing, but you're like, yeah, your politics are exactly my politics. I essentially like money more than fucking humanity. How can you be young and be like, I'm definitely a young Tory? I find it really suspicious.
I think it's the old echo chamber thing, though, innit? I think we live in an age of social media echo chambers where, depending on what sort of upbringing you've had and what, like, it's the whole... The great hack thing on Netflix, the algorithms send you what you already like. So if you have any sort of conservative leanings, you get sent more conservative stuff. It's the reason conspiracy theorists are going around the fucking bend, because they just end up talking, only seeing each other's things, and then they go, that makes sense as well.
I know what you mean, but I still think I think you have to be a bit of a contrary to be a 21-year-old Tory. Because I don't think Facebook is going to be like, oh, cool, I know what lane you're in. You're in the East Yorkshire young conservative lane. That's going to be you and 4 fucking bellends called, like, Simeon.
But you're also forgetting that, like, all it takes with that is, like, I'm not saying he has got any sort of...
Stop defending Tories, Adam!
I'm not.
I'm not joking.
Like, maybe he's, like, sort of... to what, like, there's certainly in the young north of England... There's definitely a lot of sort of far right stuff, isn't there? And EDL, and that's a part of. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's not conservatism, is it?
No, but because they're on the far right, they'll then be shown things from the right which they then might like, and not stuff. From
when
left.
I hear Tory, I don't think any of. I feel like that's like a whole
a completely different thing.
Oh yeah, like young Tories. Like when people say, "Oh, you're a Tory." I never think about like the right wing of like basically fascism and like, yeah, I think he like literally identifies with the Conservative Party and like probably knows a bit about politics and as from a well-to-do family has gone, yeah, but I just find it really unusual because I understand as you get older, like I think there's a weird thing if you're from a sort of working class or lower middle class background where you're like, well, I identify as a socialist. There's a real inverted snobbery against people from like the upper class or who vote conservative. Like they're not the antichrist or anything. Like I understand how people have different politics to me, and I don't like the inverted snobbery of like, oh, you're posh, you're a cunt. Like there's loads of working class people who are absolute twats. There's loads of posh people who are fucking scumbags. But just because you're from one side, you can't just point and go, you're different, I hate you. But I still think a young conservative makes my skin crawl. Like, yeah, I'm 19 and I'm really strongly anti-Europe and anti-immigration. I'm like, I find it really unnerving. So fuck Brandon.
Fuck Brandon, yeah.
Fuck off, Brandon, you little rat.
Yeah, fuck off, Brandon, you little fucking gimp. I hate you.
Or, if you've got a different side of the story, please send it in, Brandon, because I love a bit of drama. Have we got one more? Have we got one more in us?
Yeah.
All right. Adamola, Davison, Corral, and Fred. Can you please have a word with my housemate? Been living with him 6 months and been noticing things going missing every now and then. Bevs, food, and the odd bit of green keep disappearing. That's weed. That's marijuana, guys.
Jazz cabbage.
I've never heard the phrase jazz cabbage. Amazing.
You heard about jizz cabbage?
He's my only
Completely ignored it.
The weird thing is, I thought it about 5 seconds before you said it, and went.
I thought it,
and then you went. I went nah, and then you went yeah. Jizz cabbage sounds like jazz cabbage.
You talking about jizzing on cabbages on the most recent Patreon, mate? Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Young Tories do that. You know, soggy biscuit.
Yeah,
they do.
cabbage.
They do jizzy cabbage.
Jizzy cabbage.
Yeah, because they're all agricultural, aren't they? They get round the farm, get a cabbage out. Ooh, fucking
Cummy kale.
Oh my God.
Cum kale.
Come, Kyle.
Yeah.
Oh, my father's a landowner. Right. He's my only housemate, so I know it's got to be him. Finally, had to write in after coming down one morning to find my doner meat sarnie I'd made the night before to be empty with just a single piece of lettuce inside. I can take a lot, but don't eat a man's sandwich filling straight out of the bread. Normally, I'd twat someone for doing it, but it was on his birthday, and I have to live with him for another 4 months of lockdown. Any advice on what to do? Cheers. That's from L-Dog, who has signed off an email as L-Dog. P.S. Love the pod and up the toffees. Oh, that's why he's about
Yes, lad. Up the toffs.
He's called L-Dog. Nice
Smash
one.
his head in.
I think there's a really easy answer here.
What?
Put anthrax in all your food.
There we go. Thanks for listening this week, ladies and gentlemen.
Where are you getting anthrax? The Gladys Street end.
Same person I can get a gun off.
Dark web.
Give me an hour.
You, honestly, he can't even log into Insta. How the fuck are we? How the fuck are we getting on the dark web? Finn, what's the password for the dark web? Who has? Am I the only one? I've never eaten doner meat. What's a doner meat sarnie?
I think he means like a doner, like a
He
wrap.
saved a bit of sandwich for the next day.
I've never. Like,
Never had doner meat. That's amazing.
I've never had doner meat.
Wow. When we go out,
I want some doner meat now.
when we go out, I'm taking you to the Botan in Liverpool.
Never. I like chicken doner.
No, you're having lamb. It is lamb.
It doesn't
isn't
look good.
it? It doesn't look good.
It is good though. Like for while you're eating it, the second you finish, you just want to call family members and tell them you love them.
Yeah.
Oh,
But while you're eating it,
Takes 5 years off your life.
yeah.
Laura occasionally, because she's dirty, likes a doner meat pizza.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Under the cheese.
Oh,
I don't think she's ever specified.
Yeah.
that's a.
As if under or over the cheese, like over the cheese, you're a fucking animal. But
By the way,
under
that's the
cheese-
first time Finn has popped up in about 45 minutes there.
Oh yeah.
That's the Turkish in him there. Oh, we're talking about doner kebab. Oh yes, under the cheese. Yes, chili garlic, my friend.
Just what Finn sounds like. Yes, I'll subtitle the clip. It's a very good clip. Hello, my name is Finn.
Oh, Dan, you have to have a doner meat pizza, please.
Oh, let's order one.
Yeah.
I need some food anyway.
L-Dog, just call him a cunt and just live with the 4 months. Deal with it, man.
Spike
Fucking
your
deal
food.
with it.
Spike your food.
I'd bring it up with him and he'll deny it, and then start leaving stuff that's really easy to steal around. And if it stops getting stolen, you know it was defo him.
It's defo him. It's the only housemate.
Anyone who steals from the mates, by the way, is a class A helmet-headed cunt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's someone in our outer circle who's a kitty thief.
There is. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Do you know, like you're on a night? Do you ever do kitty on a night out?
What are you saying?
Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Kitty.
Yeah.
Are we getting real? No guess, so we're gonna get. Who is this?
No, you don't know them.
He knows who he is,
right.
and
I thought you meant a comedian.
No. But like, there'll be like 10 of us on a night out, say, and we'll all put a 10 in. There's £100 in the kitty, and you can it's whoever's holding the kitty's job, and it's very rare. Like, it doesn't happen anymore because he's known for it now. But when it's just like
It's like he's been declared bankrupt and he's not allowed finance.
yeah. Do
you've
you know what I
had
mean?
2 beers and the kitty's gone. You're like, we had 50 quid left. No, it's gone, lad.
Yeah. You've all put 20 quid in, and you've had 3 rounds, and you've just had beers, and you're like, that's about 12 quid. So where's my other 8 quid?
Have you known him a long time? Because this is not someone you
10
keep.
years.
Yeah, he's trading off the fact you've known him a long time. Because otherwise, you just wouldn't have him in your life, would you?
Oh, I've got so many stories about
Hey, that's pretty.
I nearly said something, but then it'll just give everything
pretty
away.
bad fucking form, innit? This is a housemate being a selfish cunt, and we've all dealt with it, and we've all been this person. Like, every housemate has at some point, if you shared a house, gone, I'm starving, someone's got a snack, I'll have it and replace it later. You forget, you've got a pissed off housemate. It's annoying, he is a bellend, deal with it, you're not going to have to deal with him. Call him out, fine. Stealing money from a kitty, he's proper stealing.
And do you know what else he does? He never buys you a bevy back.
No, because
So like, if he stood
tight cunt.
we'll have a beer, and he'd be like, "Oh, you're not drinking, lad? Oh, I haven't been paid or something. Well, I'll get you one." And he'll get a drink off everyone, and then
And
go
then
home.
get off.
Is he an alcoholic?
No.
He's just a tea
It's
leaf.
just a gobshite, yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't
No
have.
way,
I
no,
couldn't
yesterday.
have that in my fucking friend group.
Oh, he's not in our friend group. He's just attached to it.
Do you know, yesterday, I figured
He's
out.
a squad player.
Yeah.
At
Under
best.
18s.
Yeah.
I figured out yesterday what gobshite means. It's poo in the mouth, innit?
I think that's a button press.
One of the fastest growing podcasts in UK history. He's a cunt, this guy, and I don't like him. And I don't know who he is.
Gobshite. He's
I
a poo in the
feel
mouth.
There's such a good chance of you twatting your own iMac.
Fine.
All right. I don't think. Oh, order. Order.
Order.
No, it's 3, isn't it? Don't do it once. Yes.
It's been an absolute pleasure, ladies and gents. We had a moment this morning where we were a little bit worried that without a guest, we'd have to scramble. I've genuinely enjoyed today's pod as much as I have any other recently. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for watching. Apologies about the guest, but I think it's a fucking remarkable achievement to get this far into a pandemic and not miss one guest episode. But we just looked out a little bit. We will endeavour to get another guest on next week and whatnot. And hopefully restrictions lifting means we can get some guys from London and down from Scotland and just spread the net a little wider.
Got Michael Barrymore on next week.
Michael Barrymore's coming on. Chris Rock is the week after. John Fashanu, famous non-goalkeeper.
Are you going to be
Tommy
okay?
Mooney, left winger, Watford, 92, 96.
Are you going to be okay with Michael Barrymore coming on?
What, because he killed my mum? Bye, Felicia. Bye, Mum.